Hello, everyone, and welcome to Swim. It's always stuck in my head. Swim or Sink 92. I'm DJ Mario, and I'm joined on the desk here with NM. How are you going today?
I am doing well. Just got finished with commentating paddling pool earlier today, so excited to see what people are going to be doing in SOS here, and hopefully some shorter names this time instead of people like Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I had to say that like 70 times. I somehow said it fluently 70 times while talking fast. I still don't know how I did it. Everybody was in shock, but I did it.
Kudos to you.
Yeah, but luckily we just have From the Deep and 8-Bit. Very, very easy to say. Starting off here on Splat Zone's Mako Mart, a classic.
Very much a classic, and from Splatoon 2, they obviously kept that plus-shaped map, which is, it's the most unique shape of type of stage we have for Splat Zones here in Splatoon 3.
True. Even with the new maps, they're not a plus. You have square, other square, third square, fourth square, two squares, and square.
Very, very original. So instead of they've combined. It's, if you look at it, really, a plus shape. It's 5 squares combined into one.
Oh my god! They're 5 squares.
It's 5 squares.
Oh my god!
I've just blown your mind.
My whole world is falling apart. They're 5 squares. No.
Alright, I'll go a bit more on traffic. So after Splat Zone's Makeover, we are going to go to Tower Control Flounder Heights. Now, I think the key thing about Tower Control, particularly on Flounder Heights, is that it is the most flankable version of Flounder Heights, because obviously the tower, it goes all the way to the right if you're on the attacking side, and then you can really flank that whole entire drop area. That's not used by the tower at all, so it becomes a flank route. So it's really interesting to see what some weapons can really pull out and come out with that, particularly if you get stuff like a Tri-Slosher, Stampers, Splashes, like all these weapons that are really good at coming in close quarters can really cover that distance very quickly.
Yeah, they could be able to cover that distance really quickly. Getting a height advantage, that's something that's really important. Another thing that I love playing on Flounder Heights is I play Dapple Doolies, I love Dapple Doolies, but really Doolies just love this map. What you can do is on the sides, on the walls, swim up them for a flank, try to see if you can get any picks, and if it's looking really bad, just roll down. Just roll down, you're back down immediately, and you can just go out or try to do it again if you want to.
Yeah. Flounder Heights, a lot of people loved it from Splatoon 1, but I think some people complained about the height difference, but I really think that the height difference has made a lot more balance for a lot of different weapons as we now heading into round 1, game 1, SOS 92 From the Deep versus 8-Bit. Let's go.
Seeing the comps here, we're actually seeing both of the teams having a more unorthodox pick, being the Tri-Slosher that you mentioned earlier. You don't see it a lot, but it's interesting for both teams to actually play out here. Definitely one of the better sloshers in terms of a main weapon, but of course its kit leaves something to be desired, but we're seeing both teams taking a chance on it here. Other than that, we're seeing T-Tex from either side, with 8-Bit having 2 instead of 1. We have an E-Leader, we got a Splash, and we have a Junior. With From the Deep already taking the first control of the zone here, leaving the members of 8-Bit trying to find an answer to get back in.
Absolutely. You mentioned that Tri-Slosher earlier. Tri-Slosher is a great pick on this map. We're seeing them come out with the Inkjet over there from the top, getting the splat onto the splatter shot. The T-Tech is they still remain. Oh, it's an Inkjet 1v1, but Clue Inkjet does expire. But they're going up and pushing up, and From the Deep has already made a 40-point lead difference left, getting 2 slats as well.
This try is absolutely cooking. Let them cook.
Oh, Hitch goes down, and the T-Tech goes down. There's 20 points remaining, and with 2 players down on 8-Bit, From the Deep is making a very aggressive first push, and they're already got only a few points remaining. 8-Bit needs to head on fast, and they need to head on quick if they want to have a chance to get into the zone, but From the Deep does take the first game 100-0 in such a short amount of time.
Clue just took him to the ballpark and had it. Just every time we saw somebody going down on the side of 8-Bit, you know who it was? It was Clue. Clue was still there. We're moving on to something else, and Clue was just right there, ready to get another pick, another one. Clue was just getting so much there. And since we were talking about how Tri-Slosher feels good on Flounder Heights, oh boy.
Oh, we're going to be seeing it here. If we do not see Clue come back with the Tri-Slosher here at Flounder, I would A, be honestly surprised, and B, we'll probably see them wielding a regular Slosher instead. Then that's the only two options we've got here. Seeing how well they absolutely slayed in that first game.
Yeah, no, they just took the members of 8-Bit to work. Even if they had a Tri-Slosher, Clue was just able to stay on that left side, get the amount of picks they needed, go to the right, get the picks they needed, getting basically a wipeout. They were just going in there. I'm like, what is this Tri-Slosher doing? Oh my god.
Yeah, it's really uncommon to see a Tri-Slosher in competitive picks these days, just because of the kit with the Tri-Slosher isn't the best, because, well, Inkjet, yes, we saw it can definitely have its uses. Compared to some of the other specials, it doesn't exactly pair super well with the Tri-Slosher, especially then with Toxic Mist. Yeah, Burst Bomb from Splatoon 2, that kind of worked really well, the Tri-Slosher, because it did that extra little bit of damage that you needed. Like, now the Carbon also has that Spark Bomb, which has made the Carbon so much more popular and a lot more widely used, because it just gives that extra bit of damage that you sometimes just need that little bit more.
Yeah, I'm hoping that the Tri-Slosher Nouveau does get its Burst Bomb back, because it's pretty much like the only other kit, unless Nintendo decides to be really nice with us and give every weapon a third kit. I feel like that's
There's the Tri-Slosher.
There's the Tri-Slosher again. But no Tri-Slosher on the side of 8-Bit. Instead, having T-Tech, V-Shot, V-Junior, and the E-Leader.
Something that's very interesting coming out from the deep is that they have absolutely no backline. The longest range weapon in this is tied between the Splash and the T-Tech. And Clue, just getting that early splat onto Pop. And nearly, are they going to get it onto Star as well? No, they're getting caught. Oh, they do get caught. Smiley getting that splat, getting them caught in between a rock and a hard place as 8-Bit takes the tower and starts to make the first push.
We're seeing the triple ink strike coming out from Smiley here, with the Tri-Slosher being the only one left alive from the deep, trying to make their way back, and Trizuka at the ready. All the members just watching the tower as we see Clue trying to go in, but they did not see Smiley. Smiley picking them off once again. This is the Clue counter. Smiley is the Clue counter right here.
They really are, and we're seeing 8-Bit. Compared to the first game, I thought these guys didn't have a chance, but now they're getting splat. Rob's getting that 1v1 in close range, and they've already cleared every single checkpoint with only one player left alive on either side.
I know it's just Star as they're trying to get the tower, but Aloe is trying to chase them. It's Junior versus Junior here, but Star getting the big bubble and getting the jumps. Can they actually do it? Nobody's opting to swim up on there. 3 down on the side of 8-Bit. This is the end of their push, but they got it all the way to 8 just in the first minute and a half. And now from the deep has to find a way to answer back and just get it to a knockout.
That was probably one of the best uses you could use with the big bubbler, when you're the only one remaining and allow your other team to get jumps. Unfortunately, just because there were so many members clustered towards the tower, that big bubbler did go down very quickly, which then allowed from the deep to regain control of the tower and regain control of their base. And now we're seeing Zero here just trying to avoid all matters of turf as paint is just going all around them.
Clue trying to go for a flank, but Zero being able to find them really easy, but they see somebody is trying to go up on their left, not having it, but the Splat Bomb actually being the one catching them as Star and Rob are pushing up here, trying to get a knockout. Big Bubbler Wave Breaker combo once again, leaving Clue in a really bad spot, but they're still going it. Clue is still going for it, but gets picked off and is free down.
Oh,
it is
wipeout!
From the deep as 8-Bit has an easy spot to get a knockout here as they're due. And I love seeing this. We have a playoff 3 with the third match meaning something.
I am lost for words. First game, it was 100-0 knockout. Second game, 100 to pretty much. It was 100 to 8 and then 100 to 0 knockout. So I think I can call it a knockout game, and the other team didn't score any points. But it's been one KO to the other KO. Going into Rainmaker Scorch Gorge, I have no idea at where this game will go.
Yeah, no, we thought from the deep we're going to be able to just take it out on tower control for Under Heights, but that Commentator's curse, it was flipped right back with 8-Bit pretty much taking it and curb stomping the members from the deep. So we got to find out actually what they're going to be wanting to do here. Is Clue going to continue to go for that Tri-Slosher, since it served them well in the first match, but in the second one it didn't seem it got much fruition. They just kept getting picked off. Any flank they tried to do, they just got shut down.
Do you remember if from the deep in the first match, if they had a backline or not? I'm trying to remember. I don't
think they did.
They might have had. Okay, because that might be the critical thing that on this map. Because Founder Heights is obviously very good for sniper weapons. Compared to Mako Mart, you can kind of get away with not having a backline as much because you have a lot more obstacles to hide around and move around on Mako Mart. Flounder Heights is very much sniper dominated. And then Scorched Gorge is also, it's a bit more in the favor of Flounder Heights and a bit more, you have that E-leader favor. But, so that might have been the key pick. So it's really, the matchup we're really seeing here is between the Tri-Slosher and the E-leader. It's between which map favors these, is from what I'm seeing so far.
That's definitely what has been. It's definitely what has been seen. I'm hoping in this match, of course, Rainmaker, Scorch Gorge, both the teams do have some pretty good comps. Maybe the mode might be able to change some things. Maybe they're thinking, all right, how can we do better in Rainmaker? We're just gonna have to wait and see on what they are actually pulling up with in these comps. Seeing the comp on one side, we have the Zap. Oh my god.
Oh. And the splatter scope coming out from the deep. So they both do now have a backline. And the Clue coming back with the Tri-Slosher, E-leader coming back from Rop. And the Blaster coming out from Star.
Yeah, we're actually seeing Blaster coming out from the side of 8-Bit here. And of course, I would like to highlight the Zap here coming out from Aloe. Having that tactical is pretty good with the Rainmaker being able to take it fluently. But as we see, 8-Bit is already 2 down, just the leader and the Blaster left alive as PTW is hiding behind this corner. Getting a pick on Rob, that was really good. Allowing to easily be able to push up the checkpoint here. Getting the coolers, but actually going on that right side and getting picked off themselves. Hitch getting picked off here too. Aloe might be getting picked off here. Yeah, Zero getting a triple. Just waiting for that jump, picking them off. There goes Hitch. They had it so close, getting all the way to 72. But Zero was just able to get in there and just pick them all off.
Getting that soft wipe there absolutely denied them a push. Clue gets traded with the splatter shot, as now Ropia holding the Rainmaker. They're looking to make the push, and with 2 players down on either side, it could be difficult to make push. And here we go, Hitch coming up from behind, does get them, and also gets the jump in, sending 8-Bit 3 players down, which is not the position they wanted to be with, because they wanted to get maybe a chance to get in that checkpoint, as now from the deep is making another shot at this checkpoint.
They're getting really close. Actually gets it and picks off Smiley alongside there. Hitch trying to play with their life here as 8-Bit almost has the pop. They're trying to fight it with 2 members left alive on 8-Bit. This is the chance for From the Deep to get some more points. Picking off one of the members. Picking off 2. It is just the T-Tech. It is time to push. But they're not able to get the pick on Smiley. And Smiley is just able to get in there and pick off so many members. Just PTW left alive, getting some jumps in. Clue coming in here trying to help out.
That was such a critical pick out coming from Smiley. Stopping that Rainmaker has really halted. Given they're the only one left alive, if they didn't get that pick, that Rainmaker could be so much closer to the checkpoint. And now they're from 8-Bit has grabbed the Rainmaker, reset it back to the middle. No, I thought they were gone, but the tap shot's onto Aloy. They get that, and now they're heading to that first checkpoint, and they clear it as well. 1v1 on the field as well.
Oh my god, but a wipeout on this side of 8-Bit is going to do it for that push with From the Deep being able to pop the Rainmaker here and try to make their way back towards mid. It is insane that the Zap there lost, to the tap shots from the E-leader, but that is what happened. As we see the members of From the Deep already trying to set up mid. Once again, PTW with the Rainmaker just trying to hide on mid. Clue going down with their Inkjet from the side of Rob. Rob actually picked them off of the E-leader and watching this Rainmaker, making sure they're not going to get anything done.
Rop is having such a large control of the field. If From the Deep want to get this push going, they're going to need to displace Rop or splat them. And we saw that Triple Ink Strike did display them and allow them to push a little bit, but the Wipeout is now going to allow 8-Bit to make yet another counter push, and it's going to be a lot more easier for them to take the lead as they've cleared the checkpoint. And there we go. There's the lead pushing it all the way up to 50, but with 3 players down, that is going to be, but they get the, oh, they got 2 splats.
Zero got 2 splats. They said, you wipe my team? Okay, I'm just going to wipe 2 of you and make my way back into mid. Zero being the absolute god here, just trying to paint anything they can of mid. They have lead, and it's a minute and a half left on the clock, but a 50 to a 61, they might want to get a little bit more on there, but not before their blaster is going to go down. Not what they want to see here. Sub coming out, Sub's flying, but Clue with the flank getting 2!
Are they able to make it a triple? They're here, they see Rob, they get it, that's a triple. Star is the only one left, and they're pushed up right into the basket. And now Aloy, they have the Rainmaker. They're gonna push. Are they gonna be able to get the lead? They're 50, there's the lead. And with the Ely, they're getting points. They're getting points, but Rob stops them at a hair's breadth from the goal.
Oh my god, getting it all the way to 16. And again, last 45 seconds. That is leaving 8-Bit in a really bad spot here. They have to answer back quick, or else that's going to be GG's for them. Star opting to actually take the Rainmaker here, trying to push it up. Splat Bombs coming out, trying to stop them any way they can. We see Clue actually going on that left side, trying to see if they can use the Tri-Slosher to their advantage, but they're going to back out instead. The T-Tech is down on From the Deep here. All the others are almost at their specials, with Clue trying to push up, but being picked up by the Rainmaker in the corner. Oh my god.
This is 8-Bit's do or die time. They've got the Rainmaker, 30 seconds left on the Rainmaker as well. 4 seconds left on time until we head to overtime. If Star goes down now, this will be the game. Star avoiding the Triple Ink Strike, and we're getting Rob there sitting behind with the E-leader, but 2 players coming up, 3 players. The Inkjet is gonna shut down them, and From the Deep take the set.
Just that one shot from the Inkjet was able to end the match for them, leaving From the Deep being the ones coming out on top in this set, 2-1.
Wow, what a great first round we had From the Deep. They got the 100-0 KO. 8-Bit then got pretty much the 100-0 KO. And then Rainmaker Scorch Gorge. This game went into overtime, and boy, it was close.
Yeah, no, it was really close there. Both teams going back and forth with the leads, but that last push from the Deep, getting it from what they had all the way to 16 was the one to let them come out on top.
Oh, I'm still not over what happened. There's just so much to look at.
Yeah, and we're going to be looking at more just shortly, as we're going to be going on a short break. But don't worry, round 2 of Nessie Pools will be back in just a little bit. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Swim or Sink 92. I am NM once again here at Groups Round 2, Embers versus Sekizinaga, two Div 5 teams. So at the top of the low level, so we're going to be seeing some top low level teams come out here. And of course, I'm joined once again by DGM98 as we are starting out on Clan Blitz Eeltail Alley. How do you think this is going to play out, DGM?
I think it's going to go quite even. It's probably also going to might be a little bit difficult for either team to get a push because the basket can be quite far away. And both these teams, also to note, not only are they both Div 5, they're seeded 30 to 31. So I have no idea on how this match is going to go. We see Ember, they do have 5 players on the Sekizinaga. We have no idea who could come out because they've got 2 full-size teams within the one team. So we could see anybody come out on their team. But it's going to be really interesting to see what these teams are going to bring to Eeltail Clans.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what both of these players bring, like both of these teams. I do recognize only one person on the Sekizinaga roster. I'm not sure they're going to be playing today, but I do know Polyzon does play the Octobrush. So we might see that. We might not. I'm not even sure if they're actually playing tonight since they have more than 4 on their roster. So we're just going to have to wait and see on what these teams are cooking here.
Yeah, so obviously first we're going to be starting off in Clan Blitz Eeltail Alley. Very much a long map which can be quite hard to push the basket sometimes. And then we'll be moving to Zones Inkblot and then concluding the set with Tower Control Sturgeon Shipyard. In case this is your first time seeing Swim or Sink, we're currently in the Nessie Pools round 2. And this is play all 3 sets. So it doesn't matter if either team gets the first 2 games, we will be still heading into that 3rd game because every game matters when it determines to where you'll be moving in after the pools.
Yeah, it does not matter because we're playing 3 games either way, but it does create more hype if, say, we're going into game 3 and both teams are 1-1. That definitely creates more hype than like Embers or Sekizinaga being like 2-0. So we're going to wait and see. We are getting into this match here. There is no Polyzon, so they're not there. But it's actually Gab that's going to be rocking the Octobrush here. Also, some other things that are noteworthy. I'm seeing is that all Inksaber sub on the NZAP? Hello?
Yeah, they just want to constantly throw out those suction bombs, I guess. But also something else to note from the side of Sekizinaga is that, again, the longest range weapon is an NZAP.
Yeah, no, the longest range is the NZAP because they got 2 juniors and an Octobrush, which has equivalent to that of a Dapple Dually. But as we are seeing here, already first going to Sekizinaga, they're trying to get more clams in. We're seeing the Tacticaler, but they're gonna be picked off, trying to get as many clams as possible. They're almost halfway there, just 3 more on the side of Sekizinaga. They're at 44 right now, and they're still getting more clams, but that's 2 down on their side. Even if the C Junior has 5, they can't find a way in. They have a Super Clam at the ready, but it is time for Embers to take it back. I have not touched on Embers comp, but they do have a double Wave Breaker with the heavy dually Squelchers, and of course we have Splash and 52 Gal 2.
That was such a great first push coming out from Sekizinaga, getting 3 players down and allowed them to push up really hard, and then also getting that Bubbler and Tacticaler allowed them to easily push in a few extra clams here, and now Embers holding a collection of 15 clams. Sorry, they're just constantly increasing, but someone's coming up from behind with the big Bubbler. They're looking to just push up, and now Embers, with all that pushing momentum, has now get pushed back as the barrier is now broken again.
Yeah, only the Zap left alive here. They have to back up, but there are options to actually push up and get picked off because of it. We see actually the members of Embers have 3 Super Clams already getting 1 in, but they have 2 more as they're just trying to get in as much as possible. Get in the other 2. They're down to 40 already, but a 2 pick from Edward. It is just the dually Squelchers. They cannot get picked off here. A really solid push from the side of Embers, but still they need just a bit more in order to get this lead here, as Splash is the only one left alive and is opting to stay a bit back, but still having control of mid.
It's definitely a wise decision to make. Getting that Splat Bomb onto Gab as well. So now Sekizinaga, they're 2 players down as Ember is just continuing on collecting that clan. Splash does have that Wave Breaker at ready, which can be very good at displacing the members of Sekizinaga when they decide to make a push. And that Heavy is as well is just going to push away the members. And now they have a solid control of mid. Get that Power Clam at the way, and many other clams are in their collection.
Yeah, no, they have a lot of clams in their collection here on the side of Ember. Sekizinaga has to get a bit more as 2 are down there. Juniors are down here. It is just a brush. And oh, the brush getting 2 on there before getting picked off. But again, Ember still has control of that bridge, but the Zap is trying to make sure none of it happens, taking down Scythe and somebody else taking down Lychee. It is the Junior opting up so much Special Saver on the Junior.
They love their savers on the side of Sekizinaga, and the basket gets broken again. That penalty is cleared. Stupid gets a few more clams in, and Gab there with the Octopus comes in from behind, just opting to keep the basket open, just slowly getting some more clams, allowing their members to respawn, and now they're pushed all the way down to 8. And the jump comes in. Are they going to be able to get in? And no!
Ooh.
Barely misses the basket!
Okay. Now, and for the rest of this, Sekinaga's goal is to keep the lead, because if they don't, that is going to be a brutal blow to just their ego, because that's just going to hurt here. Stargirl keeping control of bridge, trying to push up as TTV Stupid is on that bridge, trying to throw some splat bombs. Torpedoes coming out to just enough to push Stargirl back a little bit, but Scythe with their Killer Whale opting to try to push in.
Yeah, Killer Whale opting to try and push and try and get those splats. And getting that up close splat onto Gab. Scythe and dunking in that basket. The basket is broken. The wipeout has happened. And the clams are coming in. As that, they just need one knockout. They don't have any clams. They need to search. Splash going out to search. The power clam is... They have it, but it's not going to be enough. No! They get taken out.
Even though they have free, there is still just a chance that Sekizinaga can actually take this back. They gotta take control of mid. They gotta get the picks, and they gotta get the victory here. As we see people are coming out on that left side, but getting picked off themselves. Scythe pushing up here as we see Splash is trying to get something too. They get the score, but that's going to be 2 down. They need very little clamps in order to get this lead, but it's just the Octobrush left alive. They're going to be put out so much, even with a jump coming out, and it's not going to be enough. And that is going to be GG's with Embers taking that first match.
Oh, we knew we were going into a spicy game with these seeds 1 apart. And wow, what a great way to start. I really want to point out, like, this match was the embodiment of 2 different ways that you can play a Clan Blitz game. You had Sekizinaga with the absolute aggressive playstyle, just constantly pushing that basket all the way, just going past, getting those flanks and full on pushing. And you could see that reflected in their comp, having the longest range weapon being that Anzap. And then you also see Ember, they had that heavy. They had a bit more of that backline and more of those passive specials, which then allowed them to get, when they made a push, and they only made 2 pushes through that entire game, and those pushes were extremely solid, and that's what got them the game there, because they managed to nail that defense and just keep that aggressive movement pushed away that little bit of extra that Sekizinaga was looking for.
Of course, Sekizinaga. I did notice some things. Of course, I am a Zap main, so building around the Zap, playing the Zap, I've done it since day 1 of Splatoon 1. I've done it for that long. People get put in Zap jail, but I've been putting myself in Zap jail for 7 years. Granted, Zap jail doesn't exist anymore, since Zap isn't really all that needed. But I will say, having a Zap double junior comp, probably not the play, especially if the 4th weapon is the Octobrush. I feel like one of their biggest downfalls was just not having range, period. Alongside that, they put the Tacticoolers in not the best spots. You want to put Tacticoolers in spots that's, yes, they're aggressive, but also your teammates can go to. They're putting it like on plat of the enemy team and other stuff. Not really that easy for their teammates in order to come back in. So if they're going to opt to go zap again on Splatzone's Inkbot, they might want to consider those in mind. And also, dude, you don't need that much Ink Saver, so please take some of that off, please.
Maybe they just like it. They just really they just
me,
like
man.
that Ink Saver.
You're killing me, man. Sometimes I think about Ink Saver, so but like, god damn.
They're killing you with the suction bombs.
Yeah, but like, oh my god, they got like 3 mains of it, bro. I'm sorry, I'm no flack to you, man, but like, I was killing me on the inside.
Alrighty. Obviously, we just saw Clan Blitz Tail Alley, and now we're gonna go to Splatzone's Inkblot Art Academy. Obviously, it's very likely gonna see that Heavy come back again. Heavy, obviously, very good at utilizing a large area turf, as well as they do have, I believe it's the Wave Breaker that comes with the Heavy, which can be very good, because obviously, if you get the Wave Breaker in the zone, it can go over the entire zone.
It can go over the entire zone if you put it on top of mid there with that Wave Breaker, which might be useful for them in order to get it. And as we saw with with Embers, they are going double Wave Breaker. They did go before with double Wave Breakers, so we might see that come out again. But of course, anything can happen. Just like with Splatoon, it's very unpredictable, and especially in these first few rounds, you know, they might want to switch around the comp a little bit. It's always when you go later on into a tournament that things are more locked in.
Definitely, and obviously we're only in the second set and the second game. Let's see what these two teams... Oh! Opting to go with the E-Leader. Both teams coming out with the E-Leader. Obviously, very, very different coming out from Sekizinaga, going with that E-Leader and Slosher, which is neither that they didn't have. And then on the side of Embers, again, we're seeing that E-Leader, as well as, I believe, getting the Splash and Machine is a change as well.
So we have some different comps coming out here. Sekizinaga actually playing with a little bit of range now with that Slosher and, of course, that Leader there. And on the side of Embers, I did not expect them to only go one Wave Breaker, but they still got that Wave Breaker. But a Wave Breaker coming out from Sekizinaga here as Embers is just trying to keep control of the zone. Splash coming out with a Booyah Bomb. The Crab Tank being knocked down, getting a 2-pick on... Splash getting a 2-pick there, that was really good, but getting picked off themselves. It is just the 52 gal left alive as Sandia is coming in here with their E-Leader, trying to see if they can pick off any members, but it doesn't seem like any members of Embers are actually in mid.
Getting all those players down really has allowed Sekizinaga to head back into the zone and get them at 35-point penalty. But now, with the E-Leader getting pushed back, and Lychee over here, sitting here with the Crab, trying to get that Splat onto Stupid. There we go. The Splat is taken and the zone is theirs.
Zone going in favor of Embers here as they gotta keep up the pressure in order to secure the win here. Tunon on the side of Sekizinaga is gonna lead them in very good favor, but the E-Leader going down themselves is not gonna do any favors for Sekizinaga here. As Edward we see going on the bats, trying to see if they can find any type of opening as Scythe and Splash are pushing in, gutting down Stupid, and as we go in, we see Edward on the top, still on plat, trying to go for Splash, but getting picked off themselves in return.
Splash and Scythe being an absolute menace on the enemy's plat here. They're just taking slats left, right, and center. Stupid, trying to use that triple ink strike to get them. But with the only player there, that's going to spot them, and they're going to be taken out by the Splash's Booyah Bomb. And with a few points remaining, that is game 2 going to Ember.
You know, game 2 going to Ember there. Once they got that first set up on the zone, it was pretty much GG's there as they were going into plat, getting the picks they needed to, getting the Leader, getting the Slosher, using their specials to play more aggressively, or just keep control of the zone, getting them that second win there. But again, this is a play all free, so we still got Tower Control, Sturgeon Shipyard to go through, so maybe Sekizinaga can take this last game and say, okay, you're not getting a free O on us, it's just going to be a 2-1.
It's very interesting to see because Clan Blitz, EOTL Alley, obviously Clan Blitz is one of the 2 aggressive modes we have here in Splatoon, and then Splat Zones and Tower Control more favor that defensive positions that you can have. So, seeing how we've gone from, obviously, Clan Blitz obviously very much had Sekizinaga a bit more, they were a bit more favorable for a large duration of the match. Splat Zones, you had that defensive capability, and Ember was just able to properly capitalize that, and they had that weapon. There was also that comp change that did come out from Sekizinaga, which may have had an impact, but there was a bit more of defensive comp, so I'm interested to see if Sekizinaga, if they're going to go with that bit more of defensive comp that we saw them come out from Splat Zone's Inkblot Academy, or they're going to look at the somewhat success they had in Clan Blitz Eel Towers, they're able to have that score a lot more even and decide, hey, we did well with this aggressive comp. Maybe we'll switch around. We'll switch back to that and go back to that very aggressive comp we had in game 1.
I would like to see from Sekizinaga, the junior, coming back in. Of course, Big Bubbler is definitely its best mode, or at least one of its better modes is tower control, just because it can just plop it on the tower during checkpoints and be more easily able to secure it. But of course, we've been seeing crab tanks coming in and just kind of countering that big bubble play. So if like one team gets the big bubble, but the other team gets the crab tank, that might not spell any good. So they might have to hope, if they're going for the junior there, that Ember isn't thinking about picking up a crab tank.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but tower control, especially Sturgeon Shipyard, I would be absolutely not surprised if we don't see a crab, particularly since I believe Ember did come out with the Splash in the previous game, so they do have members that can wield the Splash-O-Matic. So I'm very much expecting to see the Splash Crab Tank come out from the side of Ember.
Yeah, that might be what happens here, but of course we're going to have to wait and see on what these comps are actually cooking.
We can only predict so much. Like, I don't have a time machine, so I can't exactly go, I know exactly what Ember and Sekizinaga are going to bring into the shipyard. And you can only make inferences.
Yeah, no, you can only truly make inferences on what people can bring in from previous matches and maybe some previous tournaments that they've been in. But who knows? Maybe they bring in something you don't expect. You can't truly predict what people are actually cooking.
Here's what we can see the carbon. I have no reason to say that whatsoever. There's going to be a carbon, right?
I do not see the carbon.
The roller.
We do see the roller.
So it's close enough.
They have two. They actually have two big bubbles here, but of course, Lychee coming out with that crab tank, and of course, Splash with the Booyah Bomb. It's not a complete counter to Big Bubbler, but it can do some good damage against it.
So we're seeing Sekizinaga do decide to go back to that bit more aggressive comp, although a bit more defensive than they had in the Clan Blitz. With that Splattershot Pro is going to have a bit more of that backline, midline defensive maneuver. As Sekizinaga, and we're seeing that aggressiveness come out flat and early, clearing that first checkpoint.
Already clearing the first checkpoint as they're already moving on to the second one. Stupid coming out here with the Booyah Bomb, trying to displace some members on the side of Embers, but they are in the corner getting picked off themselves by Scythe, and that jump ain't gonna do any better. Getting picked off themselves. It is just Edward there, as it is a full wipeout on the side of Sekizinaga, as they got it down to 25. Really great lead there, but of course there's a lot of time left on the clock for Embers to come back.
Also, really good use of the Big Bubba to get those extra points on, because every point matters in this game. All the way to 25 is a superb first push coming out from the side of Sekizinaga, and this is what they need. They need to get one game in set.
Yeah, no, they definitely need to, or at least want to get that one game in this set. Kiddo trying to shark here. They're just trying to get back, as they don't seem to be in a very good spot here, as both members are backed up on the side of Sekizinaga, so this might be a good chance for the members of Embers to get on that tower and push up here. Scythe on the tower already setting up, and Polyzon just trying to stay alive on Snipe, but not really seeing a way to get into mid here, as Lychee does see the Booyah Bomb coming out from that Forge Pro. Polyzon's gonna go down, but Lychee's in the corner. Do they see Edward? No, they don't. Edward gets one of their members down, but Lychee is trying to pick off Edward, but can't find the range to do it, as they're just trying to jump back now.
a great jump out, knowing that the members were respawning, and if they stayed there, they were likely to be in a pincer scenario. And that splat coming out from Splash onto Kiddo has now allowed Embers to take a large portion of mid, as well getting the splat onto Edward as well. The Booyah Bomb is charged as Ember heads into the first checkpoint.
Yeah, no, Ember's heading to this first checkpoint here, almost getting it down, getting it completely shredded. Now moving on to the second checkpoint. They have to get it through 3/4 to at least make lead here, and 2 members of Sekizinaga 3 are gonna go down. Just Edward left alive here, so this might be a good opportunity to get lead. Edward fighting in a corner, but Scythe is trying to push on them. They're opting to use the big bubbler to get some space, but that is going to be lead going to the side of Embers. Kyoto trying to get in, gets a really good pick there, but getting picked down themselves. As we see Ember getting in 3. Oh, so close! E-Leader, the only one left alive, opting to back out into mid. But again, that is a really strong lead this far in.
3 points remaining is a hard lead to overtake, but Sekizinaga already cleared one of the checkpoints. They just need to clear one more checkpoint, and then they're pretty much on an even pace to take the lead. Oh, but the ninja gets taken out.
Oh, that is going to be really good for them. But now we are actually seeing Embers opting to go on the tower here and keeping it. We see Stargirl just trying to watch for the members of Sekizinaga, trying to keep alive here. Them and Splash on that right side, making sure that nothing happens to them. But Polyzon is opting to go left, but can they get any picks here? Going for the spinner, but opting to go back. It's not looking good. Trying to get a pick. They had the height advantage, but they actually got picked by Stargirl and a snipe. That'll do it for them.
Stargirl also does have that wave breaker at the ready, as 3 members are down on the side of Sekizinaga, as they're making to decide, they're pushing another time. This might, Sekizinaga, if they want to have a chance at taking this game, they need to get members down, they need to stop this push, and they need to get the specials very, very soon.
Booyah Bomb pushing back one of the members of Embers, but Splash is still there, still trying to get something here. Edward just on the tower, just trying to stay alive, but opting to back up. There's so much around them, and they just have to stay alive. Getting a pick from Splash with that Splat Bomb. That was really good for them. Scythe and Stargirl getting that pick onto Edward. That's not going to spell themselves any good. 2 left alive on Sekizinaga, as Polyzon is trying to push up here, getting a pick on Stargirl with the aggression, getting Lychee, but getting picked off themselves. There is a man advantage right now on Sekizinaga, so this is their chance to push up this tower. Killer Whale coming out from Scythe, trying to see if they can get any picks, opting to take the tower. It is the last 5 seconds. They have to touch the tower, and they have to take that 52 gal down, but it is not enough, giving Ember the 3-0 knockout.
What a way to go. That splat coming out from the E-Leader in the final 20 seconds was the critical moment of that game. Once that splat occurred, that was the deal breaker right then and there. It pushed, they were already a member down, and getting that 2 members down really allowed the members of Ember to regain their momentum, regain a lot of tower control, and then allowed them to charge up that Killer Whale, which then pushed away the members of Sekizinaga, and then that was game, set, and match there.
That Killer Whale was just super useful at the end there, being able to just push off the members of Sekizinaga, and them and another teammate coming in, getting picks, and staying on that tower was truly the thing that secured the win for Ember there on Surgeon Shipyard. But with that being said, that is going to be the end of round 2, but make sure to stay tuned, guys, as we are moving on to Nessie Pools round 3 in just a little bit. Make sure to don't go anywhere.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Swim or Sink 92. I am DJam98, and I'm joined with NM, and we have Inked versus Cat Food coming up for you next.
Yeah, next up we do have Inked versus Cat Food coming out here. Inked being a Div 4 team, having some really good results. Of course, Deceased. I wouldn't be surprised if Deceased is on here. If they are on here, I'm not sure because they have a lot of members on their roster. I'm not sure who's actually playing. But of course, Deceased is very infamous for their Nautilus, so I wouldn't be surprised seeing them coming out here. But on the side of Cat Food, I do notice some members from SIA being like Luna and Eider. It seems that Junkie and Milk are on a team since they do share the same tag, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I'm not sure if that Hermit is the Hermit from Espresso, but I'm just making guesses.
Guesses is all we can make. I personally don't. I think I recognize a few names, but not in too much in the wider competitive scene because sometimes I miss things. But what I do know is under the first stage we'll be going to is Undertow Spillway Rain. And I really like this variant of Rainmake of Undertow because you actually get to use useless.
You actually get to use that useless area. You can either go left or you can go right, but the left is the more essential one. We've been seeing a lot more people actually opting to go for that left side, as it's just much more easier to push up the Rainmaker there. Sure, it seems like the right side is better, but it's like, sure, it's really easy to get to the podium from there, but from there, it's hard. Either way, both sides do. You are going through uninkable terrain, but left makes it a bit easier on that front.
Yeah, you can definitely set up a bit more defensively if you push from the left side. And you've also got so many different routes you can go left. You've got 3 different variants that you can go. You've got obviously your straight uninkable. You've got your hook round on the bridge, or grates, whatever you prefer to call it. Or you've also got your route to climb up on the right wall. So there's a lot of different ways you can go.
There's many different ways that you can go here, but of course we're gonna have to see what these teams opt for, and of course what these teams are cooking with their comps. I do know that Hermit really likes the ink brush, if that's who's playing here. Hermit really likes the ink brush, so I wouldn't be surprised if they go on that, but of course for comps, if they opt to go something else, that might be what we see here. But we're getting into it now. Actually, no Hermit. But we are seeing a Tri-Slosher and an Octobrush alongside Junior and Dually Squelchers. And on the other side, of course, the Nautilus coming out as expected. But we're also seeing a T-Tag, a Splash, and a Machine. Very formidable weapons.
Oh, I'm seeing a lot of Ninja Jump. I forget the proper name for it, but pretty much all Stealth Jump. That was all but one member on both teams is coming out with Stealth Jump, and 2 members on either side, I believe, had Ninja Squid. So very much they all want to stay hidden. You safe when they're moving around on the map. We're seeing Inktia does have an early possession of mid, but Cat Food isn't going to allow that to stay for much longer as they are now trying to get their guesser going on their own. 2 members going down on the side of Inked, and now make that 3 as Cat Food heads straight for the first check-on, but it gets taken out by, I'm assuming, a Splat Bomb.
As we're seeing here, Machine getting picked off by a Splat Bomb coming out from Luna there. 2 down on the side of Inked, as it is perfect time for Cat Food to push up here. But Funyo is opting to start a little here, trying to see if they can pick off any members, but the Splash has to go back here. Crab Tank coming out, trying to shred this Inkjet as they do, trying to shred anything else they can find. They see that big bubble, they're trying to go for it. There's an Ink Storm coming out from Deceased, but they finally got it. They finally got the pick on the Rainmaker. The Rainmaker got to 74, so this might be the chance for Ink to come back, but 2 down. They have to play a little safe here at the beginning before actually opting to go back in and getting some picks.
They do, and a trade occurring between the Junior and the Nautilus. Inked looking to reset that Rainmaker, and reset it does. But Cat Food have still made a lot of turf, but going 3 members down. Inked, they're gonna get their ink now up, and with the wipeout, that is going to look like a pretty safe destination travel to the first checkpoint.
Yeah, no. Getting through the first checkpoint here, that's going to be really good for Inked, pretty much turning it around, but they're all wiped too, except for the machine actually opting the shark, but do they know? Do they know where he is? Being distracted here by Batson, getting the pick on Milk, trying to see if they can get any more, but going to have to back up just a little bit, but keeping control of that left area is going to prove really essential.
It is. Batson does have that triple ink strike at the ready, does use it, is going to displace the members of Catfood now as Batson is going to look to push up a bit further, sees Luna there with them, but they get taken out. Good use of the big bubbler there, which is going to allow now Catfood to get this aggressive movement going. But they need to get some picks going first.
Yeah, no, Luna here just trying to stay alive and see what they can manage to do. Splat bombs coming out, but oh
Ooh.
no, the DC.
The DC.
Oh no, that is not good for the side of Inked. I'm pretty sure since it's so far in, we actually have to keep playing this match.
I believe we do so too, unless someone else lets me know. But Inked, they grab the Rainmaker, but they get shut down, and with a wipeout, that is now going to allow Catfood to go on the aggressive. Once they need to clear that checkpoint and get a few points. If Inked wants to win this game, they're going to need to put up a defensive position of their life.
Yeah, no, they have to play defensive here, especially because they have one member permanently gone on their side. They still have the lead because they did get checked first, but now they just have to watch. This next minute is just going to be pure anxiety for them. But as we see, Junkie is actually sharking, trying to see if they can get anything here. Batson trying to stay alive too, has their triple ink check at the ready, but what is Junkie cooking? Junkie is cooking the death of Batson as they get the pick there and staying alive, trying to see if they can get any more. The Rainmaker is ready to play, and some zip cats are coming out for a flank on Funyo, picking them off too. It is just two members alive. The C staying alive, but no gets picked off too. But Batson with the clutch! Batson with the clutch! But they have only 30 seconds left. They have to do a little bit more clutching if they want to take lead. And Eider, they get the lead!
That is not the position Inked wants to be in. 20 seconds left on the clock. Batson using that triple ink strike to move away the cat, but they need to get that Rainmaker, and they need to push only 3 members of their team.
Yeah, no, they only have 3 members, and of course in this type of situation, that is not what you want to see. 4 seconds left on the clock, and we see Batson having the Rainmaker, but we see Eider in the corner just trying to see if they can do anything with their Tri-Slosher. But this does see him trying to go for the biggest pick themselves. Eider going for the flank. Can they do it?
Batson getting pushed up. They're going to get pincered, and that is game 1 going to Catfood.
Yeah, that is going to be game 1 going to them. Truly tragic seeing, just seeing that DC coming out. That is never, ever what you want to see, but that is what we saw.
No, and they had, especially since they had the lead, it was devastating for them.
Yeah, no, it was truly devastating seeing that coming out for them.
But now, hopefully, once that DC comes back into the room, we'll be moving on to Clam Blitz Museum d'Alfonsino, which, again, it's probably one of the more, one of the Clam Blitz maps that are a bit harder to push on, a bit easier to defend from, because you do have a lot of defensive positions you can go from. But if you do get a push going, you can also get that push going quite hard, as it can be easy to if you're a player sitting in mid, you can have them easily throw clams to the basket, and if you can probably get some team coordination going, which you hope to see, given these are teams and you're not in solo queue, you can get that coordination going and allow them to easily get some clams into the basket, just throwing them in from mid.
Yeah, just throwing them in from mid is very helpful here. Of course, we're going to be seeing if some teams are opting to do that. But in terms of comps, I think what we're going to be seeing here is, of course, Deceased. I don't even need to talk about Deceased. It's not. What are they going to... I'm not saying they're not going to switch, but they are very known for the Nautilus. I wouldn't be surprised if they're sticking with that Nautilus. It's so weird. I was paddling pool 2. We had like a not one trick with Cool Dude from Spark, pretty much staying Nautilus, and now here too. Nautilus is, I guess, it's really popular.
Well, the key thing about Nautilus is that Nautilus is good if you're going from a charger to a Splatling, because it holds that charge, and if you're going from a charger, you kind of miss that, and it's just nice to have a Splatling that you can play a bit more aggressively. It's also good if you're going from an aggressive style to I always forget the name, Splatling, because you can, as I said, you can be more aggressive with it.
Yeah, no, you can be more aggressive with it if you want, or maybe even more defensive. We're just going to have to wait and see what we have cooking on both of these teams going into Museum del Foncino. And of course, I'm hoping, I am praying. Now we don't see any DCs. You never love seeing DCs.
No, it's not good, because especially if you do it when at the point where you can't redo the match, you then go a complete player down, which is, devastating.
Yeah, no, I didn't expect it to flip like it did, but of course with that DC, that's what happened there.
I was just looking in chat. What is cat food cooking? They're cooking cat food. That's what they're...
They're cooking food for their cats, bro.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're cooking the cat food. And here we go. Now we're going to be diving in to Game 2. Inked in green, cat food in pink. Let's see what these two teams are bringing in.
We see cat food with the brush, the tri-slosher, the dually squelchers, and the junior. Very interesting comp. Love seeing some of these weapons coming out, especially the tri-slosher. But on the side of Inked, of course, we have the leader, the Gal, and the rapid blaster actually coming out. Another weapon I didn't expect to see being pulled up against Spark and Paddling Pool, but it proved to be really useful in their matches. So we might be seeing some good stuff coming out from Batson here, but they're going to get picked off right off the bat from Junkie. Junkie just playing ring around a Rosie with those killer whales, but getting picked off by Funyo with that E-leader.
A great pick coming out from them is going to allow them members of Inked to regain some of that turf control, but then with the Gal going down as well as, and the pro, that's now the Splatter Scope E-leader is going to be the only one remaining, but getting that spot. But it's not going to be enough as they get wiped out. Getting that first power. Oh, wait, what?
They missed it.
I thought I saw that spinning.
No, it spun right below the basket, but it just missed. But that does not matter as they were able to retrieve it back and get the score. Trying to get as much clams in as possible, getting it down to 65, but having good control, getting 2 down on the side of cat food. With, as we see here, Junkie just staying on the ramp, trying to play life here. They have their Zipcaster at the ready, which could prove to be useful for them, but they are opting to just try to back up to make sure they don't get picked off.
Junkie does have the ninja at the ready, but a critical pit from Funyo, not only getting a splat onto the player, but absolutely shutting down a fully charged special.
Yeah, no, these members of Cat Food are not having fun going up against Funyo here. The E-leader are just getting so many picks. Eider in the corner getting picked off themselves. This is Yo, just got their legs absolutely smashed.
But whoa! So, all the subs getting 3 players down and only 1 player remaining, getting that spot as well. Wipe out and absolutely deny Inked at having any chance of getting that push going, but another splat coming up from Funyo onto Milk.
It's just an absolute bloodbath out here. We see Deceased trying to stay alive on plat, opting to go into mid. They have their Inkstorm almost at the ready and trying to take control of space on the right, but opting to go a little bit to the left here. Just trying to see if they can get more paint on the ground. Triple Ink Strike at the ready alongside the Inkstorm, and with Eider going down, this is another chance for Ink to come in and see what they can do. Getting some paint onto plat with that triple Ink Strike, but gonna go down. 2-3, gonna go down. Oh my god, it's a wipeout!
Luna is being an absolute menace with their splat bombs, not getting, I believe they've gotten, we've seen so far on stream, 5 splats alone with their sub, and now we're seeing the ninja from Junkie just push up really hard. It's gonna push away the members of Inked away and allow Cat Food to get all the way up to 14 points remaining.
Oh my god. All the way up to 14. They just had really good picks on Inked, and then they had 2 super clams with a bunch of other clams too, allowing for them to get such an insane lead. Before it was manageable for Inked to get back up into the spot that Cat Food was in, but now it's going to be a lot harder, especially with only a minute 20 left on the board.
It's just getting harder and harder by the minute. 2 specials ready from the side of Inks, but Elder getting that splat. It might have been a trade, but it's special.
Yeah, no, Dually Squelcher's gonna go down on the side of Cat Food, but getting the pick on Bax and Junkie is an absolute menace here. I think they're trying to go for a flank with the Super Clam, but as we are seeing, they are keeping watch, as the Super Clam does give away your location. So they knew exactly what Junkie was thinking about doing. Junkie opting to take it back, but Funyo getting the pick on them all the same. Eider going down too, as Funyo and the rest of Ink are trying to push up in here and trying to get a pick on that infamous Luna.
Oh! There's that splat, and that's gonna now allow Inked to push up into Cat Food's base. They have 26 clams ready, and they're getting that turf going. The power clam is in, but they're going to have to get the clams in. Goes down. 1 goes down. 2 goes down. This is now going to allow them to get them pushed all the way down to 42, but they don't have any clams.
Not that they don't have any clams, they don't have any bodies. It is just Funyo in here, and that Splat Bomb isn't going to do them any favors. With Cat Bomb taking that second game. Cat Food coming in here, and what do they have on the menu? They have Inked, and they took him out to a restaurant, had a nice time, but in the end, were able to take the victory.
Oh, wow. What a game. And I want to know how many splats that E-Leader got. Because they, and the Junior, like, they got both of them got so many splats. I just want to know. It was just so much.
Yeah, no, there was just so much. Every time that somebody was trying to do it, Funyo was just right there being like, not on my watch, and just picking them off, making sure that they had no breathing room to try to do anything. But in the end, just the amount of aggression, the amount of picks that Luna and the rest of Cat Food were able to get were enough to take that second game. And now Inked either has to say, we are taking this last game, or you guys 3-0 us, and it's gonna be on Splat Zone's Hammerhead Bridge.
Now, this is probably one of the few Splat Zones maps where you can really, really get camped out hard. You can, if you can get an early control of the zone and just push right up into the enemy's base, you can get a lot of points, and sometimes even the KO done so quickly.
You can get the KO done so quickly just because this map, it's just so easy to lock out opponents.
It really is, and I'm pretty sure we're going to see that Octobrush come out again, as that special that goes with it, the Ninja, is really good at just, you see all those pillars in this map preview you're seeing on they're great spots for the Ninja to just stretch out that ink arm and just rain down Octobrush hell from above.
Just being able to just rain that from above, that is something that is really useful. I'm just curious to see the comps here. I don't see him changing much. I think Luna is sticking on Junior. Of course, we're going to be seeing the Octobrush still here, most likely. We're going to most likely, again, we're going to be seeing Deceased to stay on that Nautilus, and we might see Funyo sticking onto that E-Leader because the E-Leader was working out really well for them.
It was, like, this is also a really good map for Elo because you can literally see how it's shaped. It's all shaped to go all down to mid. There's not much way in the ways of having that mid elevation. So if you can get an E-Leader set up, even in your base, your plat area, an E-Leader can have a lot of control on this map, especially since it's such a narrow map.
Yeah, no, it is such a narrow map to the point where it's just so easy to make pushes. But again, we're just gonna have to wait and see to see which team gets the push first, which team gets the lockout first, as now we are getting into the match here. Starting out, let's see what some of these comps are gonna be on the side of Cat Food. We have the Forge Pro coming out alongside the Junior. Is that a Nova?
It is a Nova. I have not seen a Nova in any tournament, and we're seeing Junkie come out with that Octobrush, as I did call out earlier, and now, but also no E-Leader coming out. They're going to go with the Heavy instead.
Yeah, and Deceased actually dropping the Nautilus in favor of the Range Blaster, surprisingly. It is so weird not only seeing the Nova here, but seeing the Nova alongside the 52 gal.
Definitely a very interesting change, as Inked do have first possession of the zone, but is going to get switched right back to Cat Food. But Cat Food going wiped out is going to allow Inked to take... No, with that gal is now going to push up hard into Cat Food's base.
Yeah, no, this is what I'm talking about here on Hammerhead. If the enemy team is in your base, you better pray, because it is going to be really hard unless you get just the most necessary picks here. Both teams have all their team members alive, but the Deceased is going to go down to Milk. Now it's Booyah Bomb time, as again, 2 down on the side of Cat Food, though. It is just Luna and Milk trying to stay alive, trying to push back Batson and Funyo here. But they're just not in a good spot. Milk might be trying to go for a flank on that left side, but Batson and Funyo already see them. Eider is not going to be trying to go for that anytime soon with their splash.
No, they're not. Elder coming out with the crab is going to rain down a lot of crab damage from above, and that's going to send that zone into neutral. They need to let that zone now, and giving Inked a 64-point penalty, but not long before the zone goes back into neutral and Inked ink over the zone and take it into their favor.
Yeah, no, Deceased trying to fight Eider here, getting some help from teammates as Snow is going to get in there but go down. Wavebreaker coming out. They have a lot penalty on there, but Deceased is trying to stay alive. There's so many subs in the corner. Deceased is somehow living with help from that Wavebreaker, just giving them some protection, but Deceased is going to go down in the end due to the Forge Pro, as Milk is putting another Booyah Bomb out, taking down Batson. It is 2 down, 3 down. It is just a Nova, but if you know anything about a Nova, this man is not going to live, but they're actually still going. They're getting some more points on the board. They jump back. They jump back.
They either jumped back or it was a soft wipe, one of the two, but either way, it has allowed Cat Food to take control of the zone and return the favor and starting to push Inked back into their own base.
Yeah, no, trying to push back in their own base now as Inked is trying to find an answer. Gets the answer with 3 down. It is just the Octobrush jumping out, of course, because even if they could shark, they're point censored. They can't shark.
No, you point sensor is going to spot you real quickly, and we're seeing the Octobrush is going to come in with the Ninja, looking to get some splats, but Funyo takes them out with the Nova, and now we're heading into only a few points, 20 points remaining. Luna heading into the zone. Killer Whale coming out, Booyah Bomb onto zone. It's going to send the zone into neutral, and again to Cat Food, giving Inked another penalty.
Giving them another penalty. That's going to really help Cat Food, as Cat Food is trying to push up, but of course Suction Bombs are coming out from Deceased, trying to displace the members of Cat Food here. Wavebreaker coming out alongside them too, trying to push in as much as they can. Something I literally just noticed, considering how bad I am with just aligning specials, but Ink coming out here with a double Killer Whale, double Wavebreaker. That's just hella displacement. As we see, I hear another Killer Whale and another Killer Whale coming out. There's so many Killer Whales, all focusing on that Octobrush. But the Octobrush with the Zipcaster being able to avoid it easily with how much they can just zip and zap around.
They just can. Luna getting that split onto Deceased as well. Their penalty is cleared, and they're heading into taking down the lead. 2 players down on the side of Inked. Inked needs to head into the zone quickly if they want to have a chance at taking a game off Cat Food. Batson dropping down, and they get taken out. 3, 2, 1, and that is game 3. Oh, there's a ship there. Going to Cat Food.
That was game 3
Sorry.
going in the... No, all good. Game 3 going to Cat Food. As we saw there, just what I was saying. If you get the push and you get enough members down on the opposing team, they're going to have a really hard time of getting back in there, which is what we saw there. Inked, even though they had really good aggression at the beginning, just so much pressure, they got pushed back eventually by the members of Cat Food and got pushed in themselves, but just their comp was not enough. It might have been a lot in order to push in, but pushing back in, maybe they did not do as well as the latter. But of course, GG's to both of those teams. You guys will be moving on to your respective brackets.
What? Yeah, that was such a close game at the end. Inked nearly took that 3rd game, but Cat Food managing to hold that final game, that final push, really allowed them to absolutely secure themselves a 3-0, which will give them extra points when they're going to head into the next round of brackets. But I don't know where they're going. I don't know how they're set yet. We'll just have to find out very shortly, as we're going to be heading in to the top cut very soon. Don't go anywhere. You're watching SOS 92.
Hello, everybody, and we are here today for Swim or Sink 92's Great White Bracket, the top cut here. Starting off with round one, I am once again NM, of course, joined once again by DJam98, as we're going up here with Legato versus Twighlight's Cruzada, starting out on the infamous Tower Inkblot, a true neutral map mode. How do you think some things are actually going to play out here, DJam?
It's hard to say because this is obviously a map that was well loved in Splatoon 2. It's gonna be interesting to see. Obviously, Legato is a well often here in the competitive scene. While Twilight Cruzada, I recognize a few of these names, but not the team as a whole. So it's gonna be interesting to see what these teams are gonna bring out to Inkblot Art Academy. Obviously, Inkblot Art Academy Tower Control, it is a 3 checkpoint. Is it a 3 or 2? Pretty sure it's a 3. It's a 3 checkpoint map. Obviously, you got your starter checkpoint before the uninkable wall, and then you've also got your 2 in your enemy's plat. So it's going to be interesting to see how these two teams do decide to tackle on that and push with this map mode.
Yeah, no, we're just gonna have to wait and see what these people are doing. I do recognize Twice from Twilight Cruzada. I used to be on a team with them, and I do know that they really love their 52 gal. I would be surprised if I don't see them running the 52 gal here.
Well, your call against mine, 52. I personally have a huge vendetta against the 52 gal. I hated it in Splatoon 2. I still really dislike it in Splatoon 3. Unfortunately, luckily for me, it's not as overused as it was endgame Splatoon 2, so I'm a little bit happy because of that. But it's well liked for a good reason. It's got decent damage. It's a 2-shot kill. It's got a Booyah Bomb, and it can be really well used with the Splash Wall. So it's a great kit overall, and that's why you see it so commonly used all over competitive Splatoon.
Yep, but now we are getting into it, and we're going to be starting to see the comps coming out from both sides. Coming out from Legato, we do see a Nautilus coming out alongside... Oh, actually, Twice going for the shot. I was wrong, but we're also seeing a Splat Charger, Splat Dualies, and the Zinc Mini, a brand new weapon that we haven't been seeing a lot in competitive play, surprisingly. It's a big bubbler option that can play passive, but can also play aggressive. Maybe people aren't using it that much because of course, Crab Tank shredding big bubblers, and also, you know, Toxic Mist isn't the same as what Disruptor was in Splatoon 1 with the Zinc Mini in Splatoon 1.
Definitely, and we're seeing Yumara here does have the crab at the ready, and they're getting pushed back a bit by the members of Legato. Do decide to pull out that crab, and it's a crab off between these players here. Tuxa managing to win that, and Kuvia getting the splat with the Nautilus is now going to allow the members of Legato to grab the tower and head first checkpoint. Crass just using that Flingza roller to push away any members, but the rest of Legato is just pushing hard into Twilight space.
Yeah, no, free down on the side of Twilight's Cruzada here, as it's just the Splat Dualies left kicking. Zena trying to push in here, getting picked off themselves, though, as Yumura is going to come out of that alive. But now it's Legato going down to that last checkpoint, but the Crab Tank is going to be coming out from Yumura, trying to see if they can get anybody placed back. Getting a pick on Crass there. That's going to be the Flings it down. That's the missiles down. And with the new patch we got, that is going to be even more devastating.
Definitely, Yumara just pushing off the members of Legato away from the Kevia, going down. Telxter here just sharking around, looking to get some players. Xena as well right next to them. If they can get the double splat, can really get players going. But 22 is the push Legato made, and that's an incredible first push coming out.
Good first push coming out on their side, but Yumura trying to dodge roll, but getting picked off by Tugser with the 180 splash there. Grab Tank coming out alongside them too, trying to see if they can just pick off any members on the side of Twighlight's Cruzada here, trying to go for picks, trying to use League Splash or Lob Shots, but not really finding anything in there. As Tuxter is backing up a little bit, sees somebody on the left and just trying to burst bomb them to some Mibarines. But Yamura is out here with a crab tank of their own, trying to push in one down on either side here. As Yamura is just left a little bit naked here. But Zena gets pushed back and pushed down, allowing them to be able to push up here. But as we see, it is a 3v3 going on. The Zinc Mini in a corner, just trying to stay alive here. They have their big bubbler at the ready, so they're not trying to be picked off yet. But ooh, the pick on Kuvio is going to be really good. A member going to go and jump back and climb, trying to get a pick. But the Zinc Mini still hasn't used their big bubbler just yet. But now they are on the back of Legato, trying to use his big bubbler a little bit more aggressively, as Keto is gonna back up a little bit. But of course, 2 down the side of Legato is definitely what the members of Twighlight's Cruzada wants to see. They just gotta make it to that 3rd checkpoint, and they get the lead.
And that Inkvac is really going to allow them to push hard, but they get taken out by Tugster's Crab there. Tower is still going to push on, but the Who going to go much further as Xena hops onto the tower. But with 2 players down on the side of Legato, Twighlight Cruzada is going to push. Tugster is going to go down. Oh, getting splattered there. That Kiddo here trying to get some more picks. And that is the lead switch. 2 players are down on the side of Legato. Cruzada is cleared the 3rd checkpoint. And to sail that tower, sail it all the way down. 1 point remaining. 1 point remaining. They just need to hold. 3 players down. That is going to be the end of that push, with Twice wisely jumping out there. And now Legato have a push to make with 1 minute left on the clock. They have to KO.
Yeah, no, as we saw there, their last chance is to just try and KO with 40 seconds left on the clock. But your crab tank going down is never what you want to see in this scenario. The Ink Storm just expired on the side of Legato. It is over. But Crash still has their 10 missiles ready to play. But of course, as I was about to say, the Dualies have their crab tank at the ready. The Dualies are going to go down, but same with the T-Tech. Specials are coming in and flying. The 10 missiles going down, just trying to displace, but not finding any picks. Of course, that's not what you want to do. But still, they're still just trying to push up here. 10 seconds left on the board. It is now or never for the members of Legato. They have to get on the tower, but so many of the members are watching. It's just the Nautilus led alive, and with that, that is going to be GG's, ending it off with a wipeout in favor for Twighlight's Cruzada, getting that turnaround in the last possible minute, allowing them to take the victory.
Wow, what a game coming out from there. Legato had a very dominating control over such a large portion of that game, but then Twighlight's Cruzada taking that single push all the way down, clearing 1, 2, 3 checkpoints, all the way down to 1 point remaining. Again, that 1 point meme, and absolutely taking that first game tower control on Inkblot Art Academy. As now we move into a bit of a different map. Rainmaker, Sturgeon Shipyard. You have a lot more aggressive options, and rather than going all down to mid, it goes down, but then it goes back up. So it's a lot more hilly than Inkblot Art Academy.
Yeah, no, it's a lot more of a hill. Of course, for Sturgeon Shipyard, most players, once this game came out, try to do what we did back in Splatoon 2, taking the Rainmaker, of course, on the left route. But with how the spinners work, the left route is just, it's not something you really want to use anymore, with most teams now opting to take that checkpoint and push through that right side. It's more of an uphill battle, and usually in Sturgeon Rainmaker games, you'll just see it's not who can knock out, but who can get a little bit past that first checkpoint first, because it is really hard to get a knockout on Rainmaker Sturgeon if you got really competent players on both sides, like top-level plays. You're not going to get a knockout on Rainmaker Sturgeon. It's just who can get more points past the first checkpoint.
Absolutely. That, yeah, It's very rare. In fact, I've never seen a team clear the left checkpoint and then also get the KO. If anyone is thinking of pushing left, it's either to quickly get a checkpoint or the checkpoint's already cleared and the rotator is down for them to make a quick push. But even then, it's still a hard position to push from, as now we're heading into game 2 of this best of 3 single swim Great White.
Already noticed some really nice stuff here. Of course, we see Legato with the double crab splash alongside Nautilus and Flingsa. But on this side of Twighlight's Cruzada, this is what I want to really talk about here. We have the Junior Wave shot, but seeing some new weapons come out with the Tri-Stringer and the Splatoon Stamper. Really interesting seeing the Tri-Stringer come out. It's got really good object damage, so maybe against these crabs, it could prove to be useful if they have object better. Of course, keeping Zena in the corner, and now with the Killer Whale trying to see if he can displace any of the opponents on Legato anymore. And it seems, judging by the gear we got coming out from Keto with the Splatoon Stamper, that's their QR weapon.
It is, and with an early 2-0 down on the side of Legato, the Twighlight's Cruzada, they're looking to maybe push right, but no, going out and backing off, heading to say, no, we're going to go for this checkpoint. But now they're 2 players down, and with the Rainmaker down, it's going to push from Twighlight's Cruzada as Legato pops that Rainmaker and looks to make a push of their own. Kiddo does have the Ninja at the ready, but they're going to decide a wise time to use that. 10 missiles is targeted on, going to displace all the members of Twilight's Cruzada as Legato is looking to reset that Rainmaker. Or grab it.
Actually opting to grab it here, but gonna get picked off themselves. Zena's Crab Tank is pretty much over there, but keeping good watch on that spinner. Crab Tanks really love this map, mainly because of that spinner. It's just such a good advantage point for them. But as we see, Zena is a little bit weak here, opting to go towards red, towards Cuvia, but then opting back. It is just 2 left alive, and Keto is trying to go for something here, but only gets 3 points before Zena picks them off. Of course, already being there and already watching their game. As we see Clem just trying to shred this Rainmaker pop, but of course there's so many members of Legato over there it's gonna be hard as the members of Twilight's Cruzada are just focusing on Zena. But Zena gets a pick on Keto alongside one of their teammates. They're all just in that big bubble. Zena knows where they are. Zena knows your exact location. Your IP address is known.
Don't get doxed here, Zena, but then they go down to Yumata, to the Stamper, and Yumata also jumps out, sending to 2 players left alive as Crust grabs the Rainmaker and looking to grab lead. There we go, there's the lead, but with 2 members there on front, that is going to be the end of that push, but a switch. But neither team has really made a great push so far, as they really need to clear that first checkpoint, and there we go, Rainmaker is picked up again from Legato as they're looking to get a few more points on the board, but they're just getting pushed back again, just from those constant bombs, and there we go, that is the first checkpoint cleared.
Legato getting that first checkpoint, that's going to be absolutely essential, because even with what I said before, it's also just really hard to get that first checkpoint too. As you can clearly see, both of these teams were having a struggle, but in the end, it was Legato to get it, but the Rainmaker going to absolutely shred Cuvia. Zena going down 2. It is just 2 left alive. Kras making their push onto Clem, getting that pick, but going down themselves as Yamura is there, already ready to avenge their teammate. With the Splattershot Jr., they have to go for the podium, but there's so many members of Legato there that, of course, they were going to go down, as Twice is just hiding behind this wall here on the spinner, trying to see what they can do. Might be able to get a pick on Cuvia. As they do, Twice coming up, you're seeing Kras almost dropping, but staying alive, going back on the spinner, living for another day. But Zena's already there. Zena's already there, and there's a trade.
Oh, and the members of Twilight Cruzada were so close to grabbing that Rainmaker, but it does reset, which is absolutely what Legato allowing them to get a large portion of their plat regained under their control. But Legato is 2 players down. Yumata heading straight for that checkpoint, but the roller is going to take Twice, going down to the crab now. Only 1 player left alive on Twilight Cruzada, and this is really not a good position if you are on Twilight Cruzada right now. 2 players down, 40 seconds remaining, and they need a point if they want to take this game.
Yeah, no, they have to get that podium, and they have to get a little bit more than that. Since, of course, Legato got to that podium first. Zena's trying to back up from Keto here as they do not want to get picked off, but those burst bombs are a menace. And, oh!
Well, we love this.
Um,
Well, hopefully, this is just a DC on our side. And
Hopefully.
not a room DC. I don't know what room DC rules when there is a minute lock.
I mean, everybody DC? Our stream coordinator is asking the chat, of course, both of the teams right now, of what happened. The room actually did die there. The room died.
I actually don't know what the rules are if the host DCs, so we'll find that out very shortly. So I believe it was Legato who got Legato was the only team that did clear that first checkpoint. So Legato did have that lead, but it was obviously a very close match between those teams. So it's gonna be interesting. I don't know. I don't believe this will be a replay.
I'm not sure. We're gonna have to wait and see. But if we do go back, again, not sure. We do know what they're cooking. We do know what these teams are actually going to be bringing in to the table. We did see, the Splatoon Stamper just getting a pick on Zena there. Really good use of the Burst Bomb combo with the main weapon. Maybe that's what killed the lobby. That was too good of a combo. Too good.
Maybe.
That was too good of a combo that the entire lobby broke.
But yeah, even if that was no matter who was, that final, getting those 2-3 players down on the side of Twilight Cruzada at the end of that match was really critical for Legato there, allowing them to really set up that defensive maneuver at the end, which really would have allowed them to have a large control of mid for probably up to 20-30 seconds remaining at the very least. But obviously we don't know how that game would have gone because that game doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, no, it doesn't exist. I don't know what you guys are talking about. We've just been chatting for like the past couple of minutes. I don't know what you guys are talking about. A match 2. You guys are tripping.
Tripping indeed. And I've just gotten confirmation that we're going to be replaying this match.
Wow, even with how far we went, we actually are going to be... No, we're not replaying. We're seeing this for the first time. What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm going to erase the last 6 minutes of discussion. And welcome, everyone, to... We just had Talca Academy. Going into Rain... What do you think we'll see these two teams bring out into this game?
I honestly think on the side of Legato, we might see Double Splash, Flingza, and Nautilus. That it's a throw in the dark, but I think that might be what we see here. And on the side of Twilight's Cruzada, we'll probably see maybe like a Stamper, maybe a Junior, a Shot, and maybe a Splat Dually. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the fourth one, but those are my comp predictions. Just a shot in the dark. I have no idea.
Just a shot in the dark. Yeah, we have no idea. We're going in from Tower Control Inkbot Art Academy. We have zero whatsoever as to what these two teams are going to bring out in Rain Sturgeon Shipyard. Zero clue whatsoever.
As we've been talking about for the past 5 minutes, it's really hard to get a push on Sturgeon Shipyard. You have to just try to get that first checkpoint. That's really what you want to get, because that will spell a victory unless the opposing team is able to get it. In that scenario, it's just whoever can get it past. As we are now finally, after like 7 minutes, going into the second round. And for anybody saying that,
how did you predict all this? Your predictions are insane.
Oh my god, I'm just crazy. I'm like, I can see it to the future. Anybody that's saying round 2 already happened, no it didn't. I don't care if I'm gaslighting, no it didn't.
I'm excited to see Twilight Cruzada gonna get that early pop onto the Rainmaker. The Stamper does down on the side of Twilight's Cruzada as Legato has regained control of mid and do take control of the Rainmaker. Xena here with the crab does try to get that splat, but they do jump out. Wisely Killer Whale come. I'll get the Rainmaker, get it. One player's gonna go down. Is that gonna be an early checkpoint?
Oh no! Almost.
So close. Yet just a moment too far.
Yeah, now Keto coming in with the Stamper, being able to get him easy, chasing Senna down and picking them. Stamper is one of the new Splatana weapons. I don't even know why I'm saying one of the newest. We've had it for 3 months, but I really love the Splatanas. Maybe if one of the kits were screaming more to me, maybe I'd play him because it is in my ballpark. I do like the sword, but I don't know. None of them are screaming to me. Yeah, but the Zipcaster coming in, trying to get the pick on Tugster. But there's so many around. They're just zipping and zapping it wherever they can go. And while I was talking about that, they actually got check.
They cleared the first checkpoint compared to the game that happened in the not so distance, maybe not existing past. The checkpoint is cleared. We're getting very early push as the Rainmaker is going to go and reset, and clearing that checkpoint is going to allow Twilight's Cruzada to gain control of the lead as, again, Twilight's Cruzada, they have burst the bucket of there, and Grass sends some 10 missiles into Twilight Cruzada's direction.
Yeah, as we saw there, Kraz picking up the Rainmaker after almost staring into the vacant abyss as they're trying to go on that left side, but the Killer Whale coming out from the Tri-Stringer is going to do something for them, opting to go right instead, getting the... They got it. It's just they were already at 56, but 2 down on the side of Twilight's Cruzada is not spelling anything good for them. As so with the Tri-Suka, Tugster, you are not getting it, buddy.
Oh, they grab the Rainmaker for a mere second and get taken out immediately, but grab again, this time taking the lead, but with 3 players down on the side of Legato. That is going to be the end of that push as Twilight Cruzada grab the Rainmaker, get some turf going, and have 2 specials at the ready to use.
They do have multiple specials ready to use here, but Cubia is trying to get on Stipe to see if they can get anything, but are opting to back up. They have good control here, and I'm hearing some specials already coming out, but Keto is going to go down.
Yes, not a good position to be in, going players down. We see 2 members over there sitting at the right stuck there, ready for people to make a position. Clem getting that splat onto Tugster there. Clem does see Kiva over there, but they're trying to push away. The Junior being the only other member, they get the splat, but they try to move, but the wipeout is stop them in their tracks, getting taken out by that burst bomb, and that is going to be another showstopper push right there.
Yeah, no, surprisingly they got really far considering that just what was being stacked up against the Soul Rainmaker there. But Zena is opting to use their crab tank here in the middle, trying to see if they can get anything, but getting shredded as they're just going to try to back up here. The Rainmaker pop going to be in favor of Twilight's Cruzada as the Killer Whale is coming out from the Tri-Stringer here. Akito is going to go down, but not before Cuvia is going to be picked off by Clem's Tri-Stringing Killer Whale, but going to get picked off by Crash with Zena alongside them, 2 down on the side of Twilight's Cruzada. They got to back up. Keto's got to back up, but Keto gets picked off.
Oh, the rotator going up.
Oh, that is sad. They were trying to set up that, but of course the spinner was like, you know, I'm personally a Twilight's Cruzada fan, so I'm not going to let you have that.
And now we're seeing that they're just sitting. They're just sitting up above, waiting for it to go, but just that rotator just taking way too long, and then not deciding to go the other way. But they do get that splat, but Yumina with the Junior is going to go up and push and stop that Rainmaker. The unfortunate blockage from the map there, just saying, nah, we're going to allow Twilight Cruzada to have a good defense and just not allow any pushes going to right. At 20 seconds remaining, Twilight's Cruzada have the Rainmaker. They have 3 specials at the ready. This could be the chance opportunity, but it's the Stamper going down with the special.
Look, it's fine. It's fine. They're the QR weapon. I mentioned that before. No, I did not mention that before. But of course, it's a QR weapon, so it's fine. You see, they're already back in the action. They're okay. They're okay. They're okay. But of course, they gotta find some way of getting in there. Crass is gonna go down with this Rainmaker, trying to see if they can find anything. But Twice is gonna go down themselves. Is a 3v3. Two going down. Zena trying to go for a flank on the snipe. Gonna be going on the grates. But of course, they're getting distracted by Yumura. Yumura has got to get Zena back, which they do, but there's not much time left on the clock. Clem has got to get in there.
They've got to go in there now, or else they're just going to go in an explosion. Tandem missile firing on them. Tug going there. They're going to get taken out, and that game 2 going to Legato.
Yeah, no, as we saw there, Legato was just able to keep up the pressure and get the push necessarily needed in order to get the victory for them. With the members of Tribes Cruzada not really finding a way of getting back in or getting the necessary picks or just getting anything necessary. But with that being said, it is 1-1, which means we will be going to a game 3 this time around. It is Clamblitz on the infamous Scorch Gorge. I don't know why I said infamous, acting like it's like bad or anything. It's just like, you know, the iconic Splatoon free map. I mean, that's why I said that. But of course, Scorch Gorge Clamblitz, it's okay. I like it to an extent.
To an extent.
To an extent.
To an extent.
There's worse options.
I personally like it because for Scorch Gorge, mainly because the main drawback of this map is that when you get pushed up hard into your own plat, it can be quite hard to break out. But Clamblitz kind of removes that, as you don't need to push into there as the when you're on the offensive. So it allows you to be on the defensive team. It allows you a bit more. It's easier to break out. So that, in my opinion, makes Clamblitz Scorch mode the best mode for this map.
Definitely one of the better modes for this map here. What I personally want to see is, of course, coordination. This is Clamblitz, where coordination plays key on who wins and who loses, simply because you gotta get those clams, you gotta get the super clam, and you gotta be throwing clams as much as possible into the enemy's basket, which if you don't have the necessary coordination, that's gonna be really hard to get done.
Definitely. Well, yeah, Clamblitz is... People really don't like Clamblitz solo queue because you can't... It's a lot harder to do coordination when, you know, your only limitation, your only ways of talking are saying, this way, or booyah. It's not much in terms of the way of communication, but when you're on a team, and on teams as good as these, you can get that coordination going.
Yeah, no, you can definitely get that coordination, but of course, if both teams have coordination, and good coordination at that, one's going to be better in the end, because, you know, there can't be a tie. There can never be a tie, so one is going to end up on top. But which one that's going to be hard. I can try to use my all-knowing seer powers to try to figure out the comp here, as I did last time. Oh,
honestly, I don't think you can do as well as last time, though. I've got a suspicion.
Probably not. I don't believe, but I'm seeing into the future.
Oh, okay.
I'm seeing two splashes on the side of it's looking like the same comp for Legato, possibly, and on the opposite side, I'm seeing a splatter shot. I can't tell if that's a splat dually. It might be a splat dually. It's hard to tell. I'm seeing a Stamper 2 and a Tri-Stringer. We're just gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah, the way I see. Let's see. Revelio.
Oh my god, I got it
double
right.
splash, fling. Oh, but we are seeing the Splatterscope squeezer.
What?
So both teams coming out with the double splash. So we're going to see a lot of crab tank action here on Scorch Gorge, Game 3, Clamblitz.
Look, at least I got all of Legato right, but Twilight Cruzada has a complete flip. Double crab, splat charger with the vac, and interestingly enough, the squeezer. We haven't been seeing that a lot, even though it's a good option. Maybe because suction bomb trumps splash wall in terms of poking, you know, with the splatter shot here. But Yamura is opting to go for that squeezer. just living and trying to use the Twizuka to see if they can get any picks. As they have one more shot, they have to use it, but 2 are down on this. 3 are down on the side of Legato, not looking good. It is time for the members of Twilight Cruzada to push in there, but where are the clams?
They need to pass those clams. They need to juggle. They need to make that power clam. They've got all the way this far, but no power clam, and there we go. It goes in, but just because that took just a moment too long, it's not gonna be any more clams going in there, setting the score just down to 80 as a soft wipe with the jump bounce as well is gonna now allow Legato to take control of mid. Get those clams up, and they do have 2 specials at the ready. Crab coming out from Xena is going to push the members of Twilight Cruzada. Oh, Crab. The kiddo did win that Crab off. 1 player down on both sides. It is looking like anyone's control of mid right now.
Legato going on top mid, trying to see if they can get some control, but they are weak. They got to back up, and the 10 missiles aren't going to do them any favors. They have to back up here. It's Yumura and Clem are trying to back up to their teammate, but Clem is going to go down because of it. Keto in the corner along with Yumura. They're the last 2 alive. They got to make sure they live here, or else that's going to be free real estate for Legato. But 2 down on Legato. That's both their splashes down. With the Nautilus in the bottom of mid just trying to stay alive. They have 2 super clams, but the members of Twilight Cruzada know their exact location now. Kuvia going down because of it. But they're still opting to keep that super clam and trying to back it up. And I think one of them is actually their pity.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, it is. One of them is the pity clam. Whether that was grabbing intentionally or on purpose, we'll never know. As Legato to get hard on the aggressive.
Yeah, no, Legato's got to get hard on this aggression in order to get the win here, but 2 down isn't going to do him any favors, but 2 down on the side of Twilight Cruzada is going to at least make an even playing field here, as Crash is just trying to paint as much as they can for their infamous 10 missiles coming out here. You never love seeing these soda bottles coming out. Gonna pick Keto off. It was not the other person right there, but the Splat Bomb gonna pick it off themselves. Legato getting some clams in there, getting it down to 59, 56. 2 left alive, but can Kuvia can get the 2 they had in. And I see Tuxter trying to get some more in there, down to 44. Tuxter with the crab tank, trying to push back the members. Twilight Cruzada, they picked up their pity. That's good on their end. They have more clams on the table. Kuvia gonna go down. Xena really close to getting picked. Can Gito get the pick here? Trying to get him in the corner. Got Xena. That was really good on their end, as it is a 180 with Twilight Cruzada already pushing up into the base of Legato here. Getting down Tuxter, getting down Kuvia, getting down Cries. Keto is on a killing
wipeout!
Oh my god, but they need clams. They need clams. But we see somebody jumping in.
And clams come in, and lead is taking the pity clam coming in from their basket and getting it all the way down. Clams and clams are coming. Crab coming out from Keto, and then as soon as their crab's finished, another Squeezer coming in with more clams. They're gonna need to go in quick, but the basket closes!
Oh, so close, but just not enough. Keto opting to stay in their plat, getting a pick on Tuxter here, and wants Kuvia to go down with them, but Kuvia is opting to not do that here. Keto's still in their base, but opting to go back into top mid because they want clams.
Clams do taste good, and clams taste good in the basket too. 30 seconds remaining, and Legato is getting pushed hard against Twilight Cruzada. Legato need to get their specials going and stay alive if they want to have any chance at getting this game. But the barrier broken again, and more clams coming in. They just need 3 more clams, and the Splatoscope has those. They're coming.
And that's GG's.
Game.
That is GG's with the set going to Twilight's Cruzada. It was back and forth at the first half, but then just Keto coming in, letting the other members cook, and just going boom, boom, you're dead, you're down, and just taking it. No member of Legato can step up to them. Keto being the absolute goats that they were, and taking that set 2-1. Twilight's Cruzada going to be moving on to winners round, well, not winners, but Great White round 2. I've commentated 2 tournaments today, so I'm a little off.
That's perfectly fine. As now, unfortunately, if you've been loving hearing us here, unfortunately, we are going to be heading off from the desk and allowing some new awesome people to head into this room. Those people being Genie and Nox, gonna be on very shortly. But NM, where can the lovely people here at IPL find?
Of course, people can find me on Twitter and Twitch at Ninstar123, where I post my stupid stuff on there. Just stuff that I have in my head, stuff I want to say, or just when I'm cooking. And of course, where can people find you, DJM?
All the lovely people can find me on Twitter at DJM987 because someone took DJM98 from me. You can also find me on Twitch at just normal DJM98 as well.
With that being said, I hope you guys loved hearing our commentary as we're going to be switching off for Great White Round 2 to Genie and Nox. See you guys in the next one.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Swimmer Sync. This time we have up next. Up next, we have Next Time versus Nawal Gaming, and I'm joined here by Genie.
Yeah, Nox, how's it going? It's been actually a long time since both of us have been on the mic, since S2, I think.
Yeah, I believe so. I think since the two of us have been on together, yeah.
But for Next Time and Nawal, this will be a good matchup. We did actually have Next Time, a variation of Next Time, playing in a tournament earlier on in the day for all the people that watch all the Splatoon tournaments throughout the day, and they actually won it. So Next Time, looking for 2 tournament victories in the same day, something that not many teams get to say very often.
Yeah, not a very common thing to be able to say at all. Paddling was also a pretty decent bracket today from what I saw when I was playing in it.
Yes. Yeah, it had a pretty solid bracket. Not like what we've had in the past though.
Yeah,
To
absolutely.
be straight up honest with you, it was a pretty mellow bracket.
Yeah, definitely was lacking a lot of the big name French teams that we often see.
I was
at
gonna say we
Pac-Man
normally
World.
have like 18 French teams that just like, oh, surprise, surprise, we have 5 French teams in our top 8.
Shocking. It's almost
Shocking.
like France has a good Splatoon scene.
It's almost like
Weird.
they also have a good football/soccer team.
Well, I know less about that.
You know, well, you got to know they're in the World Cup final against Argentina.
That's a lot to expect me to know.
Do you know who's a very good player that plays on Argentina? I need to know if you know who that is.
Absolutely not.
You don't know Lionel Messi.
The only sport I will know anything about at any time is UNC college basketball, and it's not on purpose.
Okay.
But
You
we're
know
gonna
who
be.
Tom Brady is.
I sadly do know who Tom Brady is. I would prefer not.
You
to.
sadly do. That's honestly most of the people.
Yeah, that's the vibe I've gotten about him. It's not a good vibe. I love getting myself in trouble with sports fans. It's a skill I have.
Yeah. Anyway, while we're getting into it, we do have Wahoo Zones as our first map. It is back. The Salmonoids did not take it. We accidentally
Sadly.
saved the city.
Yeah, we could have let them have this one.
I was gonna say they can have tower control, they can have Rainmaker, they can have turf war, they can have spot zones. I like my Wahoo Clanblitz. It's got a little niche.
It does have a niche. We are seeing triple crab out of next time here. Always see if they know how to stagger them correctly. And we are seeing double crab, machine, junior. I really like seeing junior on maps like Wahoo, where you can control so much space with just your funny little bubble.
Yeah, Junior's the only non-splash, non-machine weapon in this comp. Can we just put that in perspective for a second?
Yeah.
Never mind, we know this. Both teams got crabs rocking out. Zones are going to be flipping back and forth. Nawal's got the advantage here. Pushing in, Chopper trying to find their space with the Junior. Frontline Junior, love to see it.
You do love to see the frontline junior, especially with this kit. Junior's really good at forcing space and forcing their way into positions maybe you shouldn't hold for long like this, but the movement lets you get away with it for longer than you should and maybe pull a trade out.
That is not a trade that I would have ever expected. Nawal had a little bit of a penalty applied to them halfway through that fight. Double crab coming out from next time, trying to find their way through zone. Luke just gonna rock through it with the escort of those 2 crabs, showing how strong the machine is at causing a lot of chip damage. Unfortunately for them, Nawal is able to punish that aggression with their own play. 3 down, just gonna be Lucas left alive, trying to stay alive, can't find anything else other than a burst bomb.
Really liking how this junior is playing. They're moving up really well with their front lines and really applying a ton of pressure, which is great to see.
I'm very excited to see these 2 comps rock out because it's so exciting seeing how fast you can swim in this game and how fast you can move. It is hyper offensive and hyper aggressive.
Yeah, it really is. So many, it's always interesting to see leaderless comps. I personally love seeing Chargers come out, but especially with these kind of comps, they are just so insanely fast-paced.
Literally, what are you gonna do? You have crab tanks, you got booyah bombs, you got fizzy bombs, you got burst bombs coming at you. And if you don't have that, you might have the regular old spot bombs with big bubbler coming at you.
Yeah,
there's really nothing you can do.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a good enough leader, you might hit all the shots you need, but you probably won't every time.
You have to hit every single shot, as we do see next time, rocking it out with their triple splash, trying to find these crabs to really lock out the zone, which they're doing a really good job at so far.
Yeah, we are seeing Lucas here throwing these burst bombs over on left. Crab Tank coming out from Narwhal here just to try and get back into zone. They need to neutral it fairly soon to not lose lead. They do have Big Bubbler also at the ready, but their machine has gone down, but they do still have a ton of painting weapons at the ready.
Chomper uncontested, just being able to launch a lot of paint out of that junior, just completely on his own, allowing them to get that nice little penalty. But next time, they don't want to wait around. They want to get even more of they want to get the lead, to be honest. Just to go off, because they are still holding on to zone, even though they lost the first time.
Yeah, absolutely. Next time really wants to keep this. They really want to hold on to it. Booyah bombs coming out from both sides as the splashes are just duking it out. Machine trade right there. We are seeing a flank coming out from Misa, I believe. And they are all just more crab tanks as the zone goes back into Narwhal's favor, really putting a harsh penalty on next time at this point.
Nero with the amazing play to come out with a double after being flanked with a crab. A crab is usually really easy to punish if they get flanked. You're just putting in a crab in a baller form is actually so big because it's not doing its crab things.
Yeah.
But somehow they got away with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Not forcing a crab tank to not get to do crab tank things is really good. It's why I'm surprised T-Tech isn't getting used more because of that triple strike. It can pop out so easily.
Yeah, the zone. No penalty applied for Nawal. Next time, they have to get in. They have to get in now. Luke's throwing that Booyah Bomb on his own. The rest of the members of next time are on this right side of your screen. Can they neutralize zone? They need to neutralize it here now. Chomper's just putting a lot of paint down. It is neutral. Big Bulber is out. It's going to be capped for next time. But Chomper is still here, still in zone, still fragging out. Can they get the shots down that they need? No, they can't. Luke is able to survive and last long enough. The jump is coming back in, but that will be punished next time. Able to capitalize on that zone.
Yeah, next time able to really push up here, starting to really claim that right flat area, always where you want to focus your hold on this zone's map. And they have Booyah Bomb at the ready, they have a Crab Tank at the ready, they're getting close to 2 other Crab Tanks. This should be able to be a solid hold from them as long as Nawal doesn't find a way to sneak in.
Which, honestly, I feel like Chomper needs to land 2 absolutely massive bombs. That's the only thing, because Big Bubbler, just not a good way to come in. As we are into the final tick, Wheelum coming out offensively from Nawal. Can they get the zone? Can Chomper stay alive? No, they can't. The rest of next time, just trying to hold on. Misa in the corner with the crab, trying to prevent the zone from being capped, and they're doing a really good job at that. Next time, able to come away with that game. Wow.
Yeah, really tight game there. Really exciting play out of both sides.
I just love seeing the Splash Machine comps going at each other because they're so entertaining to watch against each other. Are they entertaining against other comps?
No.
No, because they just win, and it's not very exciting.
Or if they don't just win, they just feed. It's one or the other.
Yeah. It's like, I saw this on Twitter. I saw this on IPL last night for SOS, and I want to do it in my games. Doesn't work out.
There is a bit of a learning curve to it. Specials definitely need to be used at the correct times. Crab is not just in anywhere when you want it special.
So Burst Bomb, Fizzy Bomb. I watched the VOD back from our Ludi set, my team's Ludi set, and I watched 2 tournaments today. I'm like, where were my Frontline's Burst Bombs going? Why weren't they targeting the same person at any point in time? Why do these teams just say, there's somebody over there, and you see 2 Fizzies and 2 Burst Bombs coming their way, and then they see somebody else and throw 2 Fizzies and 2 Burst Bombs at them. And then who knows? Well, look at that. You got a 2-up advantage. Who against?
People do underestimate sub-weapons a lot, seemingly, right now in 3, which is surprising, because it's a bunch of weapons right now in the meta that can spam bombs pretty well, like Splash and Machine. As much as they're not only bomb spam weapons, they've got good bombs, and they have pretty decent ink consumption, and Fizzy's a way lower ink cost than it really probably should be.
I was just to say, it's unholy what I can do. Like, I was waiting for the game, I was just playing Luna, the Fizzy Luna.
Yeah.
I swear I threw more Fizzies than I shot my blaster.
Yeah, no,
and
especially...
Stamp was just an ink refill.
Yeah, that's what Stamp is. I play with a brush main, and lately they've been playing the Stamp brush. They're fun. They're my friend. But they've been playing the Stamp brush.
That's exactly the point you need to have.
They've been playing the Stamp brush just to use it like splat bombs. Because brush can get about...
bomb.
Well, no, but they can get like 4 stamps in a minute with brush.
Oh, true.
So why not, you know? And we are seeing the same comps out of both. We are seeing nearly the same comps out of both sides here, except we've added a junior on. I believe next time was the triple crab team last time.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
cool.
Tower control makes sense though to have that.
Yes.
That one. I did wish that we saw more Zimmy. I think it has.
I think people are sleeping on Zimmy.
It has a place.
Especially in these kinds of comps. They kind of want a pseudo anchor sometimes, which Junior can do, but Zimmy can do better.
Yeah, these kids are too zoomer. They don't remember the classic Zimmy disruptor actual bubbler.
Also, Mist is a slept-on special, because what we were just talking about, subs are great. Why don't we mist them so they can't throw them?
It doesn't work like that when you actually play the game.
It does plenty of the time.
So, when you want it to, it doesn't. As we have both teams just rocking it out in neutral. Oh. Tell me, why is there a sub that makes you not be able to move, that you can still squid roll out of it?
Because Nintendo needs to buff it.
Please. No, Chomper. Oh, spectator cam doing tricks with my mind.
Yeah, no, I thought Chomper was dead there too. We are seeing them getting through these checkpoints just at rapid pace. Chomper doing a great job dancing on the tower there for a little bit. We are seeing the splashes both still up, one splash getting on the tower. It is just the splashes left with the crab tanks out, and splashes are able to dance on a tower just as well as Junior, although they have eventually gone down, and Nawal, Nero just trying to survive there, not quite able to.
AWOL, that push, we were just talking like it was, first push, they're gonna get stopped at first checkpoint. And then they got through the first checkpoint. And then they got through the second checkpoint. And
then it was talking time.
yeah, it was a little harmless push that starts out every single game that turned into something borderline lethal.
Yeah. And we are seeing Nawal just saying, hey, you did get a ruthless little KO on us last game after we thought we had that one. We're not doing that again. But who knows? That you never know. It could always happen again. We are seeing Nero here picking this 1v1 with Luke, managing to win it, but sadly getting betrayed.
I thought they won it cleanly, and then they thought they won it cleanly as well. Both teams going to scrap it out. But Nawal comes up with a massive wipeout to allow them to not even have to, let the tower touch their first checkpoint. They're going to start rocking this tower forward even more. Probably going to look for even more points on the board.
Yeah, I mean, if I were in their position with this much time left and specials and nearly that many specials on board, there is no reason not to be. They have that bubbler, they have a crab out. There is no reason to not try and get this push in, especially because if you're pushing the objective, the other team can't be.
Whoa!
Oh, Spec Cam.
Spec Cam, I love you. You're just like what people complain about on Twitter, what they think the lag actually is.
They've never had to watch Spec Cam enough, obviously.
No. They've also never had to watch Zipcaster shenanigans on Spec Cam.
Absolutely. Yeah, Zipcaster, and the fact that sometimes you shoot a vacuum from the back and they still don't get hit.
Yep.
Yep.
But here we go. First checkpoint finally hit for next time. They're going to go right through it as soon as they got there. Crabs are going to be at the ready, and they're coming out. They also have a Booyah Bomb. Lots of specials from both teams. Chompers Big Bubbler is out trying to defend this second checkpoint. Good bombs coming out. They get one spot. Can they get two? They're looking and dancing it around, but that's A-okay. The rest of the members of next time have fallen.
So I'm going to talk about Chomper here again, because I love seeing aggressive junior gameplay. It's definitely not something you see every day, and it's really nice to see, especially with the juniors' new kit, it having to move forward with its teammates. It can't just stay back and do what it did in S2 of spam bombs, get armor. Bubbler needs to be used in relevant places. It's not universal, and it's so great to see them having to move forward like that. And Zeke does go down there while trying to get off a big push, but not quite able to make it happen.
Yeah, I actually agree with you. I have mad respect to any junior player that made the transition from 2 to 3, that didn't just drop it and just say, this is not useful. They accepted the challenge that they actually had to play the game and not just be armor bot from across the map to throw bombs.
So what's fun for me is I used to be a junior main, and I dropped it before 2 ended, and was like, dang, 3's kit actually looks fun, but now I've said I've dropped junior, and so I can't go back emotionally.
That is unfortunate, but Nero?
Nero popping off.
Yo, and moving around the camera knowing that they did it as well.
As you should. Look, if you get the triple, you might as well celebrate.
I love that. But here goes the push. Well, just trying to go out. I hope they don't feed too much here. They can't lose all their members in a wipe-out scenario. Because that would set
especially next 30 seconds.
Yeah, that would set next time up. And as I say that, they do go 3 down in a staggered situation, losing 3 specials, and the specials are coming up for next time. This is
I will say that there's a crab tank ready already. They're getting very close to Booyah Bomb. They almost have that bubbler. Not that bubbler's that useful in a defensive situation, I say as the junior goes down anyway. But that Booyah Bomb is kind of really what they need here, especially with those crab tanks, and that bubbler. It shreds all of that in its sleep. So
yeah, but
they have that Booyah
gets
Bomb.
shredded by the offensive crabs of next time. Next time lose 1 crab, the Booyah Bomb's coming out, it lands on tower, and that will be game. Nawal tying up this series. 1 apiece.
Yeah, they did a really great job there of just making sure they didn't lose lead at the last second again, because that's always a terrible feeling when it happens.
Yes, I just had flashbacks to a tournament that DJ on the weekend, and I saw a team, they were holding them in their spawn for in mid for 30, a minute 30, and they just decided to all push up and all get wiped, and then mid got painted, and it was just a snowball.
Oh, that's always the worst. That
It
always
was the worst.
It's cool to watch as a spectator and it's cool to commentate, but as a player, oof.
Oh, and you could just see the next game when it was Rainmaker Inkblot, when the team there was a Rainmaker sneak. Somebody with a curling bomb grabbed the Rainmaker and did a Rainmaker sneak after the Rainmaker had been kind of left on plat.
Yeah.
It went all the way down to 6, and you could just see the players playing solo queue again. Because this was a free agent tournament. It's heartbreaking. The amount of motivation, I know what's going on in that voice chat, and I feel it.
That's just, you can feel the heartbreak in those moments, absolutely.
Yeah. Speaking of Rainmaker mincemeat.
I would say if there was a leader, we would see it now, but neither team has a leader. So, an irrelevant statement. I would imagine that they stick to 2 crabs here. I can't imagine 3 crabs coming out here. A controversial take.
I drop the junior if I'm next time.
I think
add a
if I'm
machine.
next time, I drop the junior. I don't know what I put in instead.
If they have another machine.
Oh, yeah, they could do double machine, double splash.
That was the comp that they were running in PP.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely an option. It's definitely a solid comp. I don't know. Like I said, I'm pretty sure people are sleeping on T-Tech. I think Triple Strike is really, really good against a lot of specials that are currently popular, along with T-Tech just also being a good aggro weapon. Like, it has Splat Bomb. It's just... Trip Strike is a really great special
so
at forcing... people are kind of sleeping on Trip Strike. It's right there.
They have been. Why? It's on regular Slosher, which is a good weapon. It's a solid weapon. It has usages.
Yeah, it's a really solid weapon.
What was the other weapon?
Brella?
No, that's not a weapon. It's somebody
that
that used to main Brella in S2. They forgot to bring it in S3, and I'm really mad.
I don't
understand why Nawal Gaming just decided not to bring the Brella. He decided to bring Undercover.
52 gal.
Yeah. The 52 gal and the Big Swig do a better job at being a 10 umbrella or a regular Brella than the actual Brellas do.
They do.
Why? It's Splash Wall.
Yeah, they did real bad with Brella. But yeah, T-Tech and Slosher are definitely being slept on in terms of having Trip Strike, and I wish they would get used more, because I think Trip Strike deals really well with crabs and bubblers, and, a lot of and chargers, everything people are complaining about right now, and that is 2 splashes down already on the side of next time. They do manage to take out, there's just a bloodbath happening here.
This is a camp jump.
Yeah, and so Nero, they should be able to get a good push going here. Nero grabbing it, taking this to right, going ahead and trying to get up that podium, trying to get up there. Their teammates moving up ahead of them finally as they finally respawn. Lucas getting forced very far back there by Chomper, but the Rainmaker has sadly gone down to that Booyah Bomb, and the machine, and that's a junior flank. That is a junior flank moment.
Whoa. You can't tell me that Chomper gets away with this. There's no way Chomper gets away with this.
They have their bubbler ready, they're using their bombs smartly, and they're being a great distraction for their teammates. Chomper absolutely gets away with that.
And the way that their team just, capitalize on that so much, the plays of this team coordination is insane.
Nawal has been playing together for forever. That's the advantage of being on a very long-term team, is you can have your junior flank, and it might not go badly. I do say might, you still shouldn't have your junior flank all the time, but sometimes, as a treat, your junior can flank.
Yo, I'm adding you tomorrow if I boot up rank tomorrow and I see 18 juniors flanking in my games.
I'll be flanking in your solo queue lobby, I'll do it.
Oh, okay, well, don't worry, I'm playing Salmon Run tomorrow anyway.
I'll flank in Salmon Run.
No.
You're putting a lot past me. And we do see 3 down on the side of Nawal as next time is finally starting to get their chance to push, but they don't have anybody ready to grab that Rainmaker, and at this point Nawal's already respawning, they're already getting close to specials. Bombs are able to be spammed again. Luke trying to push up here on the splash, but those burst bombs, like we were talking about earlier, just really keeping up the pressure, and that is 2 down on the side of next time. Nero trying to take out this Booyah Bomb, able to with the help of teammates. And Nero is just able to cause a lot of destruction here and getting off a huge flank. Able to get that pick, not quite able to get Lucas, but their teammate able to come in and play cleanup and get that trade. As they are now all able to move forward. Seems like Chomper has grabbed the Rainmaker this time, as we would expect the junior to typically do. Grab tank out on the side of Nawal, and they should be able to make a big push here.
Surprising, I don't usually see the junior grabbing it actually for the first checkpoint. They usually go up here and pop a big bubbler down so nobody dies.
Right, but now they have the big bubbler for this corner, which is almost harder to get through.
True, they popped it a little bit before the corner though. But this is great, they see 3 members of next time just all sitting on that plat. They're gonna try and go through with that wall. That wall is just proving to be too much for Nawal. Actually, the Rainmaker is still being contested.
Great pick from Nero. Nero just going off here, getting these insane picks. Crab Tank coming out. Not going to probably be able to do much damage with it, but being a great distraction, able to get that trade, and able to force next time back long enough to get their teammates back into a position where they can at least cause some chaos.
Yeah, their teammates are back.
Fizzy bombs coming in.
No mid is going to be able to be taken for next time. All because of that play. Just those plays from Nero. This is crazy. Nawal proving to be so good right now. This entire match is crazy.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Nawal's doing such a great job of not that Next Time isn't a great team, they also are, but they have a very different playstyle than Nawal, where it's a lot more individual focused. Whereas if you're playing with a junior, you're generally not going to go for that because you kind of need your junior's relying on you and you rely on your junior. That's the junior trade-off, but you get benefits from it, and that is a full wipeout onto Next Time, taking good advantage of that big bubbler like I was talking about with junior things.
Junior, I love the junior.
I love seeing support weapons come out and get to do their thing. It makes me very happy. Because I like the way Chomper's playing Junior is how I was advocating for it to get played throughout S2. So I'm happy to see it personally.
But it wasn't because nobody. It was like, but my strategy of sitting in spawn is working. So why would I change?
Of course, yeah. You couldn't get armor while you help your teammates. God forbid.
You can't lose that. Your frontliners will yell at you in voice chat. Oh, terrible.
They will. They do get mean in voice chat sometimes, the frontliners. They're scary. Booyah Bomb coming out here. They're really trying to defend this checkpoint. They really don't want them to break through this checkpoint because they did not get a huge lead after it. But that is already just one player up. They do manage to take out one, but that is still two up. They should be able to repop here. They don't need a ton of points. They do luckily have their junior up, which is bomb spam.
Protected.
And they managed to get one. And they should be able to stop them at that jump.
The ledge! They couldn't get up the ledge. The burst bomb came in from the top rows, and Chopper gets two in that fight. Luke is going to be the last one alive for Next Time. They need to get the jumps in. They need to stay alive for their team. They're going to be popping that Booyah, but can't get it. Oh, can the Rainmaker sneak? No, they can't. Oh, they got a 41 jump. They're going to come in, but are they going to be able to pop this Rainmaker? No chance at that.
Yeah, really just great gameplay out of Chomper. I know that we're praising the junior a lot, but it's fun to see a junior. Personally, for me, it's fun.
Chat.
It makes me happy.
Give us a poll right now. Who do you think Nox's favorite player in this lobby is right now?
You show me an aggressive junior, who else am I supposed to care about?
True.
Like, don't get me wrong, splashes, machines, they're fun to watch, but it's really cool to watch a junior moving up with them and enabling them to do what they do best. It's not something that we get to see as often. And Nawal Gaming will be going on to the next round.
They're going to go up against Smoothie. That should be a phenomenal set.
It absolutely should be. I think everything from here on out in the night should be pretty phenomenal, though.
Oh, true. Very true. There's like, we're top 4 NA Weekly. There's very, very little room to be like, oh yeah, that's a bad match. Don't watch it. Bad match. We will be having Seafoam versus Bat coming up next for you in our winners semis. The winner semis. Do we run the ads or do we? I
don't think we have any ads right now. No.
We don't? I'm surprised.
I mean, I don't believe. I mean, there is always Stormbreak, but I do believe that it is today that is the last day to sign up for it.
Was it today earlier on though?
That's why I was not sure.
But what we can say
is make sure to watch it.
Is to watch it. Like 17, 18 this weekend. I know people are in midway for post-secondary people. We're midway through your exam stuff. I know like you either finish your exams or doing your studying. Turn it on in the background.
Yeah.
Take a break.
And also, just as a note, I don't know if they've officially released a commentator lineup, but I know for a fact it's a great one. So just make sure to tune in. True.
Yeah. With that, we're are we talking through break or are we going through? I forget.
We usually don't talk through break.
Okay. Well, then we're gonna send it to break, and we will see you on the other side, everybody. Welcome back, everyone, to Swim or Sink. I am Genie7, joined by Nox. And Nox, we have got Nawal coming up again. I know you're excited about that.
Yeah, I love seeing an aggressive junior come out. It should also be pretty decent on most of these maps. Flounder's a little questionable for most things.
Well, let's talk about Flounder for a second. We haven't really gotten a chance to truly see a lot of gameplay on Flounder. But we are starting from what I had seen from the tournament earlier today, Paddling Pool. It plays the same as it was in S1.
It does, which is why I'm surprised when people try and bring out Crab on it. I don't think Crab can do as much as people think it can on that map.
It's...
Where's the Tri-Sloshers? Where's the Tri-Sloshers on Flounder?
Why don't we play Zimmy on Flounder? And
Zimmy would be insane.
It is insane. I was doing a pre-show and playing it and talking with the one and only Hitzel in my chat, saying how good it was on that.
I think people just are a little hesitant to try out the new things sometimes, but there's definitely
they
a lot
love trying out Custom Junior, I'll tell you that.
Oh, Custom Junior's fun, though.
And Nova, why are there so many Novas?
Genuinely, if they fix Nova a little bit, it becomes an incredible support weapon.
Like, who at Nogami's crew decided, like, let's advertise this thing as really, like, when you saw the translation notes, or just even the people when they were translating notes, it said, this is a long-range shooter that doesn't do much damage, so we knew that, but was very accurate at long range.
It is not that.
It has no accuracy. It has worse accuracy than the Pro, and is a 5-shot. Why is the arrow spray better than it?
They didn't cook correctly. They burned it a little.
A little?
I don't know. Whale spam has its place.
It's literally Sova. Mark them with, like, Recon Bolt, and, like, there you go. You got the Hanzo arrow as well. Except that you're not a bow. You're a shooter. You just say, there you are. I've got Whale. I can also see you. There you are. I see you. Can I do anything about you? No.
It creates decent crossfire. Not good crossfire, but decent.
What? Yeah, I don't know.
I don't love it, obviously. Obviously, I am in a similar boat of I don't love it. I do think it has places.
If it was imagine if it was a 5-slot Splash-O-Matic, which had the range of a 96 gal.
That's too strong.
No, 5-shot perfect accuracy. Just think about that for a second. It wasn't crazy fire, right? It would be not broken, but it would be better than what it currently is, because it's still 5-shot at the end of the day. Like, we have to remember
5-shot is the only 5-shot in the game other than arrow spray, which is a rough life to live.
Yeah, so if it had perfect accuracy from range, at least would have it would get great value. Or if it had the current accuracy that it had, and it was a 4-shot, it would also get some usages.
Yeah, I agree.
But it has the worst of both worlds.
Yeah, it needs a little something. It's a little underbaked. They put it back in the oven for a little bit. We'll see.
It's like Hannah Montana, best of both worlds. The Nova is
worst.
Nova world, sad to be alive.
Yes, absolutely. And back to Flounder for a second. Definitely would love to see more things that can play around ledges. Like, even an Explo. I think an Explo could cook on Flounder.
No. Explo can cook on Mako clams. That thing can go down every single aisle, find the ingredients that it needs, and boom, give those ingredients to NM, he'll find you perfectly. And he'll put it in a nice little drink can for you and have it ready for you.
Explo's always a lot of fun to see when it comes out. I think if Crab wasn't as strong as it is, it would be one of the better weapons in the game. But sadly, it does just get eaten alive by Crab.
Also, the fact that Point Sensor Rain Cloud is Point Sensor Rain Cloud. I think
Explo can't be given a super strong kit. It is too good.
Isn't that kind of what happened with Nautilus? Like, we realized Nautilus is in a spot where it's getting usage with the worst possible kit they could probably give it.
Yeah, no, it's Explo and Naut are literally in the same boat in that regard. Just Explo's less common weapon.
I think I've seen more Explos than I've seen Nautiluses. Not a lot.
Really? I guess it just depends on who you've been playing and scrimming and what tournaments you've been watching, because I've definitely seen plenty of Nautilus still.
But then again, I can't see them if I'm playing it.
I see. That's true. If you're the one playing it.
Yeah. If I include my own gameplay, then I've seen way more. But actually, I don't know.
Just
about
like
that.
if I include my T-Tech gameplay, then there's so much T-Tech gameplay.
Yo, it's like me like talking about top reflexes in NA. I've seen so many reflex. Wait, it's me. Nobody look at tower control rank right now. Don't see me. I'm washed.
Yeah, same.
Yo, Dan the man, he's cooking with that plan on that Forge Pro. Haven't seen one of those since the days of old.
I will say it's probably not going to love the crabs, especially coming out from Nawal. Nawal's strong. They showed themselves to be pretty good with their crabs. Boopy's doing... Haya and Boopy are doing what I'd expect them to do, of running in and getting away with it.
Oh my gosh! Smoothie just made a absolute milkshake out of Nawal in the first minute here.
Yeah, they did. Power clam at the ready here, almost a crab, and we are going to see Boopy getting a few clams here, probably wanting to get up on this right ledge, try and get the machine, and then probably pop crab fairly soon, but not going to be able to as they get taken out. And 3 more. Look at the other Splash and Haya and Boopy are down. They only got to push to 74, which is not quite as strong as you would like to see here in an opening like that. But it does make sense, especially with Clam Blitz. When you get those really fast openings, you often don't get the pushes you'd want to see.
These crabs are coming out strong for Nawal. They're pushing the members of Smoothie back, trying to stay alive. They are, but not doing so well. The Chomper just gonna say, you know what? I don't care about that bomb. Should have probably cared a little bit more than that.
Sometimes you need to care about the splat bombs. Juniors, of all people, should know that.
That's so true. It was the ledge. It was the ledge that caused the confusion.
Sometimes the ledges do that. The machine doing a great job here applying pressure around that ledge, really showing off what machine is so good at, especially on maps like this, but they do sadly go down into just the splash is up on the side of Nawal. They did manage to take out the power clam, and Smoothie is trying to move in here, but that was a great flank from that splash, and able to take out 2 in the process.
Nero's just way better, though. That was
Nero's
crazy.
Just better. And that is a 2v2 situation yet again. Chomper getting close to that bubbler, and we are seeing Azen hanging out on that left side, spamming those fizzies, creating openings for that splash to try and get in. Dan forced to jump out there with that Booyah bomb at the ready. And we are seeing Nawal trying to set up another push here. Booyah coming out from the machine, and there are 2 by the basket, able to take out the power.
Crazy.
But there's just 1 splash up, and they are having to give up this push yet again.
Yeah, the push is going to be done. That is good for Smoothie. They can finally get into mid again on Mako. Gotta watch out, because those crab tanks are going to force them back again. Power climb at the ready. Both teams trying to find some stuff. Loopy with that crab tank as well. Trying to find the spots that they need. Getting so heavily pressured and not able to find anything that they want out of it.
Yeah, we are seeing Aizen on that machine doing a great job just taking advantage of their fizzies and applying so much pressure to Smoothie. As we are seeing 2 down, 3 down. It's just the last splash up, Haya on the side of Smoothie, and we are seeing everybody else trying to get back into mid here. They have a power clam at the ready. They have another pity that's going to spawn in. Somebody should be able to grab it. They are trying to get in this left stack, but Haya is trying to make sure that they can't.
Haya's just trying to stay alive. Doing a great job at that. Doing a lot of dash dancing with this Splash-O-Matic. Doing very well to keep their team in mid. They have to come back. Their teammate Ed falling down in mid. Chomper, great job with that big bubble. Nero's be able to punish them as members of Smoothie. Power clams are going into the basket. That should be lead for Nawal. Crab out as well. More clams will be on their way down into the basket. Bombs are coming out from both teams. Booyah bomb on the offensive. Nawal doing a lot of good jobs to create space, but they've lost 2 members. They got it all the way down to 19 before they lose 3 of their members. Wow.
And Nero is still here causing some chaos. Able to get yet another pick. Not able to get any more clams in, but able to just slow them down from getting back into mid. This is definitely a map where it's not over until it's over because of how small it is. Tight-knit clam blitz maps like this are always so interesting because you can get a KO push so quickly. It's definitely one of those maps where it's not over until it's over.
You are completely correct on that one, Nox, as we do have more power clams on their way for Smoothie. They want to get this they want to work through this penalty. They want to work through this lead. They've done a good job at that so far. Yeah, coming out with this Booyah bomb from this Forge Pro, a weapon we do not see very often. Gets 1 with the Booyah, but goes down to the machine. More members of Smoothie are getting clams into the basket, but they need to get some splats. They're going down all over the place. They've got all the way down to 36. More clams are coming in. They go down high as the last one alive, trying to get more clams into this basket. Are going to be trying to let their team jump in. More clams going in all the way down to 27. I's going around for a little bit of flank. There was another one in. We were so darn close. Just 2 clams for the lead to be swapped over. They have the lead swapped over down to 15. Haya gets another one. Haya, can you find more for your team? Not quite. Smoothie, they're still on the offense. They get a wipeout. Do they have the clams to get these into the basket? No, they don't. And that will be the end of the push.
Now, this is really still anyone's game. Nawal, absolutely, with that pity clam, can still get a good enough push going. There are 30 seconds Like I said, this map is tight-knit, it's small, clams spawn everywhere all the time. And we are seeing Nero trying to push in here. Great bubbler there out of the junior, but Poopy has gone down, and we are seeing their junior having to drop into the machine able to take them out. As Nero is pushing up through that stack, Machine pushing in, trying to take out that crab, should be able to, as the crab is forced to ball, and we are seeing that Booyah Bomb at the ready, probably going to come out on that left side as the Fizzies come out. They have that power clam still, but that is one down. That's not what you want to see in a moment like this, and the junior is trying to find a path in, but probably won't be able to, as they're going to have to get really creative just to stay alive. They managed to take out another, but it's just going to be that jump in, and that's probably going to be game.
There's another jump in, but there will be no opportunity for them to even do anything. They're just getting pulverized at a corner. You have 4 shooters shooting at you in a corner. What are you supposed to do as a machine? But
yeah.
Oh my gosh, Smoothie, that push, it never ended. I took 2 breaths and I almost died.
Yeah, Nawal definitely needed to regroup a little bit better when they were going through that. They definitely could have, gotten their specials a little bit faster, and Smoothie did a great job taking advantage of the opportunities that they had.
Can we just talk about the wave? The derpy wave. I love it.
It's so good.
It's
so good. I also love the sitting there and tapping their fingers together one. Not as many people have that one yet, but that one's also good.
No, I just hit catalog level 100 because I have life.
I had to write a final paper. And I have been applying to jobs in grad schools since then, so...
I finished all my exams in that, in my projects, which I did 100% of my team's, my 4-member group project. That was fun.
Always a great time. But let's talk about Flounder a little more.
No, that's not a fun time.
I'm glad that we're both in the camp of anti-Flounder.
I'm turning around the other way.
Oh, okay. You can turn around the other way. I'll keep talking about Flounder. I have opinions to share.
Please share them with the people in the chat. They like opinions.
Hit things over ledges. Use weapons that can hit over ledges on Flounder. I think this might be a map where Octobrush is good, and I don't like saying that as somebody who plays with an ink brush.
Did I hear Octobrush?
Yeah, it's a good Octobrush map. It's got the verticality for it, as long as somebody else has painted the walls.
Like, Carbon
Carbon also.
Carbon has they put the Carbon in the game now. Finally, they put the Carbon in the game.
I agree, but I think Zipcaster actually is strong on this map.
But Burst Bomb. Do I have to say anything else for Carbon? Because they Carbon doesn't have damage up, and Carbon they nerfed it into the ground after S1.
They did, as it deserves.
And it has to have a Burst Bomb to be able to splat anything. Because it only does 50% of HP.
Yeah.
People forget that Carbon and Big Swig do have, the exact same damage.
Big Swig is still technically slightly worse with the horizontal swing, but yes.
It's literally the same. Shout out to the people that remember when rollers had the equal amount of damage anywhere
across
in
their entire hitbox.
Which is why people why were rollers so darn strong in the beginning of Splatoon? Maybe because they did a million damage from a million of any angle when nobody knew how to use motion controls.
Who needs to aim? Just swing.
That was why we had the original Turf War meta for the first 10 days was Aerospray and Roller. Paint so the rollers can't hit you, and then Roller.
Yeah, luckily we have evolved past that point.
Imagine that.
I don't know. We haven't had the Aerospray meta for this game yet. Both of the others had one.
Yeah, I was gonna say both of the other games had. Remember the ball? Aerospray had
Do you remember the baller meta? I remember
baller
it
meta, bro. Oh.
Look, we're gonna look back on Crab someday a similar way, probably. That's what's funny.
Literally we are.
As much as we all bitch about the comps we have now, ooh, my bad. As much as we all complain about the comps we have now, we're gonna miss these someday. We're gonna complain that they're gone. If you're like me with Ray meta, the only person that liked Ray meta.
Oh.
That wasn't a Charger player.
That's the most active about you, Nox. Oh, I love it.
Oh yeah, I played Junior even during Ray meta. Don't worry.
Yep.
Pretty big Ink Tank Junior. I was cooking something.
Cook. I wonder what they're cooking in these apartment buildings. Legitimately.
Yeah, it seems like they're cooking a lot. I would love to see some interesting weapons come out, especially on this map. Because I think the different heights allow for a lot of shenanigans.
I wonder if they need a fire department or anything like that here. Because, what would they shoot? Ink or water? Because they die if they get hit by water.
Oh, we are seeing a T-Tech come out. Love to see it. And we are seeing the same comp out of Nawal. I think that, we could play around the verticality a little more here.
Yeah, verticality. You just gotta win the game by keeping the high ground. That's literally how you win the game. And if you keep your members up there, even if you lose 2 of them, you still have the super jump back in, and this is the advantage. High ground, it's don't underestimate my power, but I have the high ground moment.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But also, buckets hit over ledges and make it easier to keep the high ground.
But like, it's so darn big, the machines can't hit you from there.
Put an Explo in.
There's no Explo.
People are
As
cowards.
we have
There could be an
Nawal
Explo.
rolling down with this lead. They've got the high ground now. What is Smoothie's option? What kind of drink? What kind of concoction do they have? I think
They
Dan's
got
gonna have a
specials. They've got that Booyah Bomb coming out. They're propping those trip strikes. They're going to try and brute force their way in with those displacement specials, and it's just not going to quite work out for them due to the high mobility of Nawal's comp. They're able to neutral his zone, but they might not be able to get more than that as the Booyah Bomb from Nawal comes out, taking out that bubbler and recapping, getting some more points, and Boopy trying to take this zone, trying to get in here. Big Wave Breaker coming out from the C Junior, which I do think is a good pick on this map because it does force so much weird, funky movement. But that is 2 down on the side of Nawal. This is really not Smoothie's first opportunity, and they need to take it.
They have to. They lose this opportunity. They don't get the penalty applied. They will pretty much lose this game. Luckily for them, they don't let it slip up. They grab the opportunity when it comes. They're going to see the jumps out. There's more members in Nawal climbing these walls. Custom Junior does have that amazing sub in Torpedo, and it is being proving to be quite useful at this moment. Big Bubble is still on the zone for Smoothie.
Yeah, those torpedoes just really able to help cause a nuisance. Junior going to be able to hold this neutral once they manage to get a little bit safer. And they don't need to try and push in super aggressively right now. Obviously, they want a full cap. It's way better. But holding a neutral in a dual zone can be just as important. Able to take out Haya there. Really great movement there from Chomper doing that. As Chomper is moving and does sadly go down to that pro, they did need to stay up there. This is probably going to be lead over to Smoothie now, as Nawal doesn't really have the time to get in here.
Dan, the man with the plan, can't get up the ledge, but that's A-okay on our books here. Trying to get the rest of the team with a good defense. Checking that wall, always smart. I love Haya's corner here. Stuck in that jail area. Can't get out of it there anymore.
It is a good corner. But it's not the best drop there from Haya as Azen's able to take them out. Booyah Bomb coming out. That is a 2v4 situation. They might be able to get in here, but no, not quite. They are almost able to recap this. They probably will be able to with those crabs coming out. Junior trying to take advantage of the distraction those crabs are causing, but haven't been able to get into that zone yet. They're able to keep holding one of those zones in neutral, though, and not quite able to cap both.
Great pincer. Loopy's just trying to go around in this zone. They can't get the splats that they need onto the members of Nawal. Nero just coming up in a better clutch situation there. These zones are still just kind of being thrown back and forth.
Nero doing what they can to try and keep that wall down, but the crab has come out. That is a good crab spot. As much as I don't think crab is the best special on this map, that spot is one of the exceptions. We are seeing that torpedo coming out, applying a lot of pressure, forcing movement. Something that's greatly underestimated a lot of the time is if you just force the opponent to move, they aren't where they want to be, and that's just as important as killing them half the time. A Booyah Bomb does manage to take out the Junior there, and the Trip Strike has come out. They haven't managed to flip the zone, though, as another Booyah coming out here from Azen. They are able to take them out. Nero's still on this zone, though.
They're trying to climb this wall. They don't go through that one side. They're going to go from behind on the crab. The crab going to be forced into baller form. Gets a nice little splat. Oh my god. What is that RNG from the splash? The jumping RNG. I didn't think it had it, but
it doesn't. That would be. It doesn't have it. I hate to say it.
It doesn't. So that was just pure aim. Honestly, amazing.
We can blame Spec Cam. We can give them benefit of the doubt and blame Spec Cam.
Yo.
Always give the players benefit of the doubt and blame Spec Cam.
True. You love to love it, and you also love to hate it.
Yeah, we are seeing Crab coming out here very early from the side of Nawal. Their other teammates can't really take advantage of it. Trip Strike coming out from Boopy, stopping them from being able to move in with that Crab at all. Booyah Bomb probably getting close to the ready from this machine here with how long they've been up. Booyah Bomb coming out. That is, they should be able to push back the other Booyah. 2 down on the side of Smoothie. Nawal should be able to get in here. That is a full wipeout. They might be able to make this work. That is a huge, huge wipeout for Nawal. And they're able to fully paint up here. They're going to be able to re-get specials, which will make it way easier for them to hold this. They need to not overextend here, though.
How close are they to specials? I need to see how close. They got one crab. That is what they need. That is all they need to really get themselves into a prime position to lock out this map, which they so desperately need.
Coming out there from Boopy, but it won't be enough to cap zone, although the Junior has gone down, which is very unfortunate in a situation like this. And we are seeing that Crab coming out, trying to just stall. Boopy forced to back off from it, but the Booyah Bomb coming out, not able to cap zone there. And they are just trying to hold here, but that is just going to be the Junior, and that is going to be game.
Wow! Smoothie against all the odds on a map where they didn't have the specials and they didn't have the high ground. They were able to brute force their way back into zone.
Yeah, absolutely. Really great gameplay there out of Smoothie. And I will say that it's possible that if Nawal had played a little bit more patiently, they might have been able to make that work. They needed to make sure that they had those specials ready and were able to use them at the angles they wanted. But especially with everybody still learning Flounder Heights, that's hard to do.
Wow. Honestly, amazing job from Smoothie. Well, they had a great run as well in this tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. Really great gameplay to watch.
Yeah, it was fun. They showed us two really good sets, and our next set will be Smoothie versus Seafoam. I wonder if Seafoam would make a good Smoothie, or Smoothie would make a good Seafoam.
I mean, Seafoam would make a pretty Smoothie.
Have you seen some of those Seafoam?
Sometimes they're nasty. Sometimes it's nasty, but sometimes it's pretty.
Oh, you know what? I can agree with you on that. I saw some pretty nice foam when I was in at Genesis when I was going around the piers over in San Fran. And then I saw some foam in New York. That was
yeah, New York's not known for being pretty.
Bruh, I was like, oh, it's Lady Liberty. Oh, what the heck is that? Is that alive? Yo, is that a Garboder?
And we will see you guys back in a little bit for grand finals with Seafoam versus Smoothie.
Yeah, I don't know. I really think there's a lot of... Oh, hi, everybody. Welcome back to SOS. I'm Genie7, joined by Nox, and we're still talking about foam.
Yeah, we've really been enjoying talking about the appearance of Seafoam. It's really all we care about now. We're very invested.
Yeah. We also discussed what kind of smoothies would be good. What kind of smoothies would you
Strawberry,
prefer?
banana, and peach.
Strawberry,
Obviously.
banana, peach. Mhm. Have you ever had a raspberry blueberry one?
I have, but sometimes I end up with too many seeds, which is not the vibe.
Yep. That is also, yeah, I can definitely agree with that. It's really hard to go off of like pineapple mango or pineapple coconut. I had that fresh in Hawaii when I was in Hawaii. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, those are great, especially if you make them for people 21 plus in the US. It's just a pina colada. That's a lot of fun.
Yo, 21 plus. L 19
I know,
gamers.
19 in Canada. I know.
Yo, 18 in Quebec.
In Quebec, yeah.
Yo, but then again, that's a different country. That's where the French people are.
Yeah, that's France too.
That's France too. Y'all
too,
thought
like
you were
you
done
do.
with France 1. The funny thing is, the most popular Twitch export that France 2 has is XQC. So it's literally you're not missing anything.
We're gonna start off here on Rainmaker Eeltail. Shockingly, I do expect to be seeing a charger out of Seafoam. A very surprising statement, I'm sure.
Extremely. Rainbow Eeltail. I gotta say, this map can go either way pretty darn quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely a very quick map, even with the checkpoints in place. And I expect to see Machine coming out here from some team, just because it's so good at dealing with those ledges, and it can stop something like, say, a charger from setting up so well.
I'm very interested to see what's gonna come out. I want to see if Dan brings out that Forge Pro again. Like,
I'm expecting Dan to sit on Forge Pro for the entire night.
love the Forge brand. Forge brand is my favorite brand in Splatoon. The gear I love its headphones. Like the headphones that it has.
Look,
Like
I'm a Rockenberg person. I'm not gonna lie.
Here's the thing. I'm a Spotling player. I love Rockenberg, but I'm not a leather person. I don't wear leather.
See, you saw me in person. You've seen how I dress.
I didn't say I see all the leather.
Yeah, like I've got an aesthetic going on. Rockenberg and Anarchy? That's
Yeah.
my thing.
I'll just say that is Nox to a T. To an absolute T.
And we are seeing a slosher come out, not a sloshing machine, and we are seeing the same comp here out of Smoothie that we were seeing last set. And Barry on that vanilla charger, probably trying to take advantage of that vacuum to make a good push happen.
Yeah, vacuum is an utilized special. It's not great, but it has its niches that people seem to sleep on a lot. And Barry, someone that can really take advantage of their accuracy with shots. As I say that, they do miss one.
They did miss one, and they are being forced to run around, which is something that a comp with high-end Boopy, two players known to be very aggressive, are going to force Barry to have to do a lot.
But that's what this charger can do. 2 shots onto a crab from a safe position, and it's just gone. And there's no way. If Barry misses another shot, that's so unfortunate. 2 clutch shots this game missed. At least they get to hit that one. But the Rainmaker all the way down to 15. That is so devastating.
It is. They did manage to get a clean double after that, though, stopping the KO. And now they need their teammates to move in, get some picks, allow them to reclaim space, and it doesn't look like anybody's going to be able to do a ton here. It looks like Smoothie's going to be able to keep a lot of this space. This does seem like a map mode that kind of favors the way Smoothie...
Wait! No way you just ended it like that!
Yeah.
Excuse me? I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. GG's, I'm out. I want my points back. Actually, no, I've bet on Smoothie. Popgun, we cannot refund you for your points.
I will say that is, I think, a map mode that favors the way Smoothie plays a little bit more. They're, like, as we've been seeing Smoothie play, they're very fast-paced and aggressive. Their goal is to overwhelm the other team. I do think a mode like Rainmaker on Eeltail tends to favor that over something that we might see later, like a Zones on Hammerhead, where maybe rushing in doesn't work out quite as well for you.
What did they get? Like, you know the concession stand where
Yeah.
staff, who should be named, why didn't we name them? Anyway, where staff can give you drinks. You can either get the food, which are like money and EXP, or the drinks.
Yeah.
Which one did they take? Hold up, let me get it for you. There's so many cool flavors there. There's so many cool flavors.
They
And
got the run
must
in the
have taken-
swim speed flavors.
Yo, the swim speed flavor actually looks beautiful.
It does. To be fair, most of the flavors look really good.
Yeah. Come on, game, load. Load. I want to show the flavors. I had the flavors and the good flavors in my mind, which were good. They can offer you flavors that include the Sub Berry Blaster Blitz, or the
Sounds pretty
main
good.
Mega Pucker Up. The swim
Do they
speed one
have
is
blue?
the Cherry Apple Fizz. Yo,
Ooh.
swim. That's what they had. They had
They
a
had the
cherry,
cherry
apple,
apple
fizz,
fizz.
smoothie. Oh,
They
that-
did. What's the blue raspberry equivalent? Just as a question. That's what matters to me. I only want the blue flavor.
the salty melon special. That's a cool
Well,
one.
that's...
The action berry twist is
And
actually
we are
meant to
getting-
buy.
And we are getting into Clamblitz
we are
here on
getting-
Inkblot. We are seeing double splat. We are seeing the same combat of smoothing. And we are seeing Berry on that heavy splatling. Not a weapon we see all the time. But I like seeing it with the double splash and the slosher. Like I've been saying, I like that trip strike. I think this is a really solid comp coming out of Seafoam. And I think they might be able to keep him back a little bit more here. As that splatling does have so much more mobility to try and deal with the mobility.
Gonna spew like you spewed about the junior about heavy spotting on Clown Blitz.
Absolutely do it.
So good at taking space. So good at holding space. Its sub doesn't exist, but Wavebreaker is
doesn't
so
need
good
it.
on the defensive posture as Max is able to help their teammates assist them in that fight. Oh my
Ooh,
god.
just great slosher flicks out of Max there. They did miss the second one, but that first one was spicy.
Object Shutter on heavy, which Barry is not running, can also annihilate crabs.
Yeah. When I
can
play,
annihilate crabs, and I feel like it is mandatory currently
I
if
agree.
you're playing heavy to wear
I agree.
Object Shutter. It actually has got a buff throughout the game where it used to do less damage against like shielded objects, but it actually got buffed in this game that it multiplies instead of being reduction.
and we are seeing a big push here, trying to start out from Smoothie. They do manage to get another pick, but they don't have any clams to try and follow up with. Madness trying to move in here, trying to slow everything down. Able to get a great pick, trying to take out this crab, but being forced to drop into an awkward position. Able to try and move in on Boopy now. Not going to be able to find the pick quite yet, but able to force Boopy out of position, which is great. Slosher coming in to help them out here. Great tag teaming as they try and take out High, and Boopy High goes down. And the Slosher
still
has
get
gone
out.
down.
So they still get out and they still survive. This is gonna be a good crab tank spot if Madness wants to pop it there. No, they are not. They're gonna wait to pop it on this left side when they go up on this ledge. See Poo-Poo on that left side. If they can get them with some of that nice burst bomb action, that would be great. The crab
Yeah.
is gonna be countered though. GG.
What a move. You don't see bubbler crabs very often, but it's always hard to deal with when you do. You lose the little bit of counterplay you had for the crab.
Oh, that was honestly, I don't know. I felt like Smoothie got the advantage off of it, even though they used two specials for the price of
Oh
one.
yeah, no, absolutely. I think Smoothie's doing a great job of playing smart and patient here. I don't think they're trying to rush things. I think they're playing really
They
smart.
did.
They're able to get out three. It's just the junior left. And this junior is sitting back a lot more than we were seeing from Nawal's junior a few sets ago. And they should be able to get lead here if they can get a couple
One?
clams.
Literally
I
one
don't
clam.
know who has them. Just
One clam.
There they go. They got it. They figured it out. Madness able to take out Boopy there. That's 2 down. Probably trying to set up a jump in with the pity clam, but I don't see anyone getting it. Barry going back to grab some clams now, and that is another 3 that are probably going to be able to make it in the basket since both splashes just respawned.
Oh, so good. Using a
Really, just
little bit of
incredible
aggression.
gameplay out of Barry here, just showing how good that heavy splatling is at playing around corners.
Perfect.
I am
Perfect
surprised that we
way
have
for
not seen
position.
somebody jump in with that pity yet.
No, I'm actually not surprised because if anyone's gonna jump out, it would most likely be the heavy. But the Wavebreaker, preventing any of the members of Smoothie to really want to drop down on that plat. It caused so much distraction. Booyah Bomb is out to finally try and put a cork in this push, and so far, so good for that Booyah.
And I will
Finally,
point
they
out
get to
that
stop the bleed.
Smoothie didn't lose mid here during this push. They did not lose it when they had to. They backed off at the right time, so they made sure they didn't lose mid. Heavy doing a great job guarding the stack, and we are seeing a power clam at the ready with Shadow there.
Yeah, the only special that they have at the ready, as I say that, they were really approaching one crab tank down, and they lost their Booyah. They did have specials at the ready, but they lost them all. It's just going to be heavy last alive. Forcing Barry, though, a great weapon to be the last alive. Because look at all this damage that it can do. What are you supposed to do against it if you don't have a whole bunch of specials? Right?
And now that Wavebreaker's out, just really shutting down that right area. Trying to deal with that crab, but not going to be able to because, once again, as we pointed out, Barry's not running Object Shredder, which is a surprising choice on the heavy.
Oftentimes people don't actually notice it because it took a long time for me to realize it, and two switches in 2 games, to say, hey, they actually buffed Object Shredder on Heavy in this game, so I can actually use it, and it's viable.
Yeah, I had actually switched to Heavy a lot at the end of S2 and have been playing it a decent bit in 3, and I noticed the Object Shredder pretty quickly. But I also just have a problem where I like Object Shredder too much. So... And we are seeing Barry here doing a great job setting this up, allowing their teammates to start being able to get in. We are seeing the Trip Strike coming out, really, and there's that Trip Strike on the Crab, forcing the Crab to have to drop into an awkward position that they didn't want to be in. And able to take it out with Slosher.
Oh, so good!
People are sleeping on Slosher so much, and it's driving me crazy. I love seeing this Slosher gameplay coming out here and just showing off that, hey, yeah, Slosher can kind of deal with Crab if you're in the right position.
Yeah, in the right position is key and crucial. So if you have those ledge advantages, but that's something you kind of need. Anyway, they're trying to make a power climb here on the side of Smoothie, giving all the climbs to Dan. Looks good for them. Wavebreaker and Crab have been used for. So those are two things they don't have to worry about for this defense. But they have to worry how far back they are from the basket. That's what Smoothie has to worry about.
Yeah, and they do have their junior go down already, although they did get the bubbler out. We are seeing them able to take out two. They're trying to get in here. Barry trying to take him out. But they need a ton here to make this happen. And while the junior's able to jump in, they don't have any follow-up at the ready. And so Seafoam's going to have time to set up here. Though they have managed to take out a few more.
It's just Barry. It's literally just Barry. Barry has to shut the front door. Has to shut the front door and the side door. The clams are coming in. Dan is walking through the front door with him. Whoopi's got that crab. Can they go in? Dan gets one. There's still more clams below the basket. They need some more. Bear's on the high ground. Trying to stall around. So scary. Here goes Junior. Tries to get more clams in. All the way down to 19. One more clam and they got the lead. Smoothie again.
That is brutal for Seafoam to have to deal with. They had done everything so well throughout that game, and it seems like they just panicked a bit at the end.
Smoothie looking so smooth with this overtime push. The way that they just stayed in it kept. I felt like the comms, even though they'd be so sporadic, they got them like what they needed to get done. They needed those clams. Nobody felt like they were in a position, even though there was very few people alive.
Yeah, Smoothie did a great job there of regrouping at the very end, managing to get what they needed to get done. But next up, I think we're going to go into something that might favor Seafoam a little bit more here, something a little bit slower. Zones definitely tends to favor comps that have things like Chargers a bit more than Rainmaker. Not necessarily more than Clamblitz, especially with that heavy splatling. But I think Zones might work out a little bit better for them. They have a little more control over the pace of the game. It's less rushed. I say that as this map is definitely a map where you can get fully locked out. So, take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah. You saw the disadvantage of the heavy in... when you're shooting below a ledge in that last game,
you can't hit anything.
You can't hit anything, which is why I have Sprinkler. What am I supposed to do? Can't do anything. At least Point Sensor, you can mark them so your teammates are like, oh, that's where they are. Or the Splash Wall, you can at least go down and outplay them with some heavily skilled plays. But Sprinkler ain't doing it for you. But Hammerhead Bridge, I want to see. I kind of want to see Barry E-Leader here.
I want to see E-Leader here. Very, very much. So I think E-Leader has such great sightlines on this map. I think it has enough range that it should be able to put a ton of pressure on Smoothie and shut down a lot of what they're doing, especially if you manage to hit the headshots on those crabs, which is what they're relying on.
Headshots on the crab is something that E-Leaders can actually really, really shine at.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And you have to really, as an E-Leader player in this current meta, you have to get good at that.
Mm-hmm.
And if not, just be ready to hit them in the body because
you shred them.
You shred. You just do half of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely I would love to see an E-Leader come out here. I'm expecting Smoothie to keep running the same comp. They've been running the same comp pretty much every game that we've seen them in. I expect to see that Slosher coming back here because there are so many ledges to play around, especially if they manage to get pushed up from Seafoam.
Yeah, oh my goodness. We're going to be seeing Barry on that Charger. That E-Leader. That respawn punishing, object shredding E-Leader.
Incredible to see. We are seeing... Also, I'd like to point this out. Both of those slashes are running object shredder, so they will shred the other crabs.
That is hilarious. Oh, GG, I was the death to the E-Leader. That was fast.
Look, Barry knows what he's doing. Barry's really good at hitting those shots. and is definitely not an E-Leader player to not think it's gonna hit you. Barry's gonna hit you.
Don't worry, I've seen it in solo queue. I felt it. I'm like, oh, this player knows how to play the game. I can't play anymore.
That is
GG.
2 down, though, on the side of Seafoam, as Smoothie's trying to get back in, but it's also 2 down for them, and it's just Barry up from Seafoam. But you can't really rush Barry in this position. Barry has enough advantages, I say, as Haya main stripes his way right up there.
that is really funny to see, and Barry's gone. That's the respawn Punisher gonna be coming up. That's a little bit too aggressive from Haya, though. The rest of Seafoam were like, no, just because our E-Leader's gone doesn't mean you get to walk directly into our spawn. Seafoam trying to make their way back in. They have to win this game if they want to stay in this tournament.
Yeah, this is the game point for Smoothie. They want to win this. They want to end this here. Because they have all the momentum right now. Machine has gone down, but manages to take out a splash in the process. One of the crabs are over on the side of Seafoam. They don't have any specials left to try and get in with. They had to use them all just to try and get towards zone. And they need to neutral here. And they should be able to.
They're ready. They're ready here for Smoothie. Unfortunately, they go 2 down. It was looking good for them on the defense.
It really was, but now Seafoam's able to get in here. They have this. This is a great spot for the machine to be set up. They can apply so much pressure from so many angles. Although I say that, they're going to get pushed out of it by a crab. Barry is probably a little bit backed up right now, just trying to make sure that they don't go down to a crab, as Barry's E-Leader is very integral to holding this. Booyah Bomb coming out, able to apply a ton of pressure, and we are seeing one of the splashes go down already. Barry looking for a pick, not quite able to find it, but definitely just a scary presence there to have in mid, knowing that respawn Punisher E-Leader is watching everything you do and popping that wave breaker. And you never know when that wave breaker is going to get the respawn Punisher off on you.
Every single special has been seemed to be targeted at Barry, except for the crab that is currently out now. But that's A-okay for Seafoam. Unfortunately, it's not great for them because they actually lost all the members. But Barry just doing the things that E-Leader can do best, hitting the shots that they need to hit, making Smoothie scatter and just hide in the corners, putting the fear of the E-Leader in their eyes.
Look at how Smoothie had to back up when it was just Barry up still. They went, oh, we can't rush that after Boopy got picked off. Which is not something that you have to see from any other weapon. The amount of respect you have to put on a charger is something unlike anything else. You have to be afraid of them. It is your only option. If you do not show them fear, you die to them. I say this as Haya doesn't have to show a ton of fear here, but it's just Haya up, and they might be able to recap here.
Wait,
which could allow them to get points.
If Haya goes sickle mode here, they could just solo carry this game. If they can get Barry has wave breaker out.
Oh no!
Your pants down.
Oh,
he just went in a 3v1 scenario and is carrying Smoothie to victory. Gets 3, gets 4, gets 5. Oh my goodness. Haya said, I am done with this tournament. This tournament is over. I said it. Here you go.
Yeah, Haya said, no, we're not losing our momentum. We're just going to call it here. We're done. We're good. We're calling it.
GG, I was the Haya.
GG, I was the Haya. Haya, always such an incredible player. Not the first time Haya and Boopy have actually gotten a really good result together. I believe at Low Tide City was the first time I saw them play together. And they made it to winners finals there. And they lost to not F2N in grand finals.
Wow, what a 3-0 set. Congratulations to all of the members of Smoothie for a great tournament. And Seafoam? Unfortunately, it was a 3-0
I know the
victory.
3-0 doesn't show that, but all of these, besides Eeltail Rainmaker, were really close games at points.
That overtime on Inkblot will go down as, like,
Absolutely.
I thought this game was done. Literally thought this game was done.
Yeah, I thought it was over. I thought they had it. Barry was set up in a good position. It seemed like Seafoam had it, but not quite.
Wow. That was... What a nuts way to end it. There was no way that Haya is in a 3 scenario. Comes out on top and then gets 2 more to follow it up.
You know, sometimes you just gotta pop off.
You know what? As Pop Gun said, I'm gonna take my channel points. And with that, we've ended the tournament. While I pull up the calendar, the beautiful IPL calendar, Nox, where can the lovely people find you?
They can find me on Twitter and Twitch at NoxRaven42.
Well, that doesn't help me find the calendar very fast, does it?
I happen to have a very easy handle.
Well,
that I managed to get on every website I want it on, because who else has NoxRaven42? Please don't steal it anywhere. I need it.
There's the calendar. What are we here today? We're the 14th. Oh, we've got Proving Grounds coming out on Friday. Beautiful. Might play in that. Actually, no, I can't play in that. I have a hockey game. Next week, same time, same place, SOS again. Final one of the year. Do you want to be recognized as a bracket winner for the final IPL tournament of 2022?
Oh,
Just think about
we
that.
already got him there.
Just think about that. And while you think about that, you can follow me on Twitch because I'm going to be doing my first 9 stream tomorrow. Wish me luck on twitch.tv/Genie7. That's GEENIE7. I'm going to be live at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. But yeah, with that, I got to thank Boing for being a great streamer as always. And thanks to all the great IPL staff for always bringing a great tournament. And congratulations, Smoothie.
Yeah, really great gameplay.
Hiya, Goat, by the way. Hiya, Goat. Are we, Boing, are we raiding anybody? Or do we not raid because we just go to fate break? I shall look as we. Oh, Barry's live. Barry's always a raid. Scrolling. I feel so bad when I scroll through this and I don't know half the people. Barry's always live, so we might everybody might just